What's going on, everybody? It's Bodybuilding and Bollocks, episode number 27, and I'm back with my man Luke. We missed each other because it's been
we have,
and we missed each other at the Arnolds because just schedules were off. Man, I got there Thursday, you got there fucking Friday. I was already gone by the time Luke got there Friday night.
So, I thought you were staying till Saturday.
I was going to stay till Saturday, but when they said, okay, so this is what happened. I was going to stay until the original plan was for me to stay until Saturday after prejudging.
Yep.
And because I went there with Paul, my training partner, and he had to leave Saturday because he has kids and he had to work Sunday or whatever. So we were going to I just wanted to watch prejudging anyway. I don't usually stay for finals anyway. But when they said prejudging's canceled for fans, I was like, well, fuck, I'm not going to spend an extra $500 at a hotel.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm not, because I'm spending $500 a night for the hotel.
Where the fuck did you stay?
At the host hotel at the Hilton.
We stayed at the Residence Inn at the kitchen. It was like $200 a night.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. I wanted to stay there in case I had some interviews to do, but then I decided I didn't want to do interviews because I don't like annoying athletes when they're fucking tired and dehydrated. So I got a room there. It was $500 a night, and I'm like, okay, if I get out of here Friday, I'm saving myself $500 because I'm not staying for the show on Saturday anyway.
Yeah.
So we shot video with John. I got to train with John on Thursday and Friday, and I'm like, fuck it, let's just go home. So you hadn't even got there. You got there at 7 o'clock, you said.
Yeah, I think it was pretty late when we got there, and then we went straight to the grocery store, and it was fucking rammed.
Was it really?
Yeah, for some reason. We didn't get back from the store till like 9, so we had to eat our pre-workout meal. We didn't get to the gym until 10. Yeah. We had legs, so we didn't finish there until midnight, and then we didn't get to bed till like 2, 3 in the morning. And the next day we were up at 6 because we both had an hour of cardio to do. We had some shit to do in the morning, and then I had to be at the prejudging, and then I went back, had to shower, put on my fucking shirt, and then went off to the show. And then I was out until like 2 in the morning.
I saw that shirt. You beat the shit out of that shirt.
I don't know how that happened. I was like, what the fuck? It was a really expensive shirt as well.
I saw the shirt. Dude, I think
I was just sweating a lot. I must have just been like steaming.
I got this new feature I want to show you. And people who are listening and not watching, it's going to suck for you because you're not going to be able to see it, but I'm going to share my screen with Luke.
Right.
So can you see the screen now?
Oh.
No?
Oh, yeah, I can now. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get out of there and we'll go to...
What's going on? How are you doing this?
I just want to show people what we're talking about.
You go to my profile, I'm just going to show everyone my creased shirt.
So I've been doing the last podcast I did. I realized I could just share my screen with people. So I wanted to... I thought it was a really cool feature. So we can show people kind of what we're talking about. I got to show people this fucking shirt.
That one.
Where is it? Oh, this one.
Look at that fucking shirt, man.
Can I zoom in?
It was brand new. How does that happen?
You killed this fucking shirt. Look at the creases here.
I don't know how it happened.
This is from your gut hanging over your belt.
I have my waist trainer on.
Is it? Did you really?
Yeah, I always wear it.
And then it creases from your shoulders. And
I'm fucking up the top half, but I'm more worried about the front where it's baggy. It's not even tight. And there was no sweat on it because I had my waist trainer on.
Yeah.
I think I just radiate that much heat. It's just crinkled up. like a bit of tissue paper.
Somebody sent me a picture. I can't even find it right now, but somebody sent me a picture of you with your back to the camera, and I was actually watching it when it happened. Did anybody send you that photo?
No.
Okay, so during the podcast or during the webcast, they invited Jim Mannion over to talk. Remember that part where he invited Jim Mannion over to talk to Bob Ciccarello? Yeah. So Bob and Aaron are facing the camera, and you're standing next to Mannion, but your back is to the camera. You're facing him. You know what I mean? It was the funniest fucking... If I find that picture, it's just... I got to put it into the fucking video.
Explain something to the viewers. I'm not a professional broadcaster.
I know. It was just still funny.
But yeah, also, Jim Mannion whispered something into my ear as well during that moment.
What did he say?
I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you what there.
You're gonna win the Olympia? Did you say that?
Well, he pretty much said, he said, you beast. He basically said, I can.
Well, that's fucking amazing.
He said, well, he didn't say that. He said, I can and will.
Really?
Kind of, yeah.
Are you full of shit, or you really?
No, he did, but I don't. But I took that as he's just being polite.
Okay, can I say something about Mannion? Because first of all, when he says something, it means so much to you because he doesn't like talk a lot. So it's like
I was just about to let me just interject. He doesn't stop talking.
Really?
He's so funny. So I was stood there with a couple of other people backstage.
Yeah.
And he literally just walks over just with a bit of like a funny look on it, like a smug look on his face.
Yeah.
And he just gets his phone out of his pocket and he just looks at us all, gets his phone out, just shows us a picture, like gives us all a little wink, pops it back in his pocket and just walks off. And it was just a picture of him with all the wellness girls.
I've always known him, like I don't know him, but I've always seen him around. Yeah. And he's always been a very like quiet.
Well, you saw him in that interview. He was really funny.
Yeah. No, I know that, but I mean,
I think you're just. I think it's Steve Weinberger that's more like Steve has only ever said 2 words to me.
Yeah, he's definitely very quiet.
Literally only 2 words.
Yeah. But the thing I was going to say is when Mannion tells you something, I don't know about you, but he said something to me a long time ago, and it just sticks right here.
Yeah, it does. But
you're like,
because I don't know him, and I've only known him to be very jolly. I just thought he's probably had a couple of drinks. He's loving the wellness girls, and he's just high on life right now. He's just happy everyone's here.
The wellness girls weren't as wellness as I thought they would be.
Yeah, I was disappointed.
I thought they were going to be more like horse-like.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Huh?
Gargantuan legs and bum. Do you know what the ideal body is?
The ideal for wellness?
You're not even going to know this reference. I don't know why. All right, to the listeners, you might know this reference.
Why? Is it English?
No.
Oh, it's a comic book thing.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen The Incredibles?
No.
Mrs. Incredible.
Why? What does she look like?
Her hips are just like, just get up on the screen.
I was just going to say that.
Just her hips and ass are massive. She's pretty good.
All right, let's see.
Everyone's going to listen to me and be like, that's fucking weird, man. But you know what I'm talking about. Don't pretend. Yeah,
who is it?
Mrs. Incredible.
Mrs. Incredible.
Yeah. The bottom. There you go.
Let's see. What are we looking at here?
Go on images.
Oh, I can see it. Well, I don't. It's
there
not that bad.
No. That's what I want.
This one? This one?
No, that one. Yeah, go on that one. That this kind of shape, like the massive hips on a real. That's what I'm talking about. There you go. So look at that top left now. Top left.
This one?
That. You know when?
Look at the legs on her.
Yeah. Look at the hips. So when like a woman sat, they have that when they sit and their hips do that little fat crease between.
Yeah, that's a good crease.
That's the best crease.
That's a good crease. A lot, yeah.
Like the bigger that crease, the better.
Yeah, I agree.
And obviously not to the point where it starts going a bit zigzag because they're so wrinkly and like a bit fat. But yeah, that's
okay, but this was not like this. What we're seeing here.
That is what I was expecting. That's because when you see on Instagram like that Vivi Winkler woman,
yeah,
that's what she looks like, and it's
I know.
All muscle. And I was thinking, it's probably going to be like that.
That's what I thought.
But I didn't. But I'm not even talking in a pervy man way. I'm just talking in a training way. A lot of these women have insanely thick legs and glutes.
Yep.
And there's a lot of really amazing wellness girls in the UK, and their legs and glutes are all muscle too. And that's kind of what I was expecting, like very small upper bodies with just like Tom Platts at the bottom kind of thing.
Yeah, for those of you who are listening and can't see what we're looking at, Mrs. Incredible has like 40-inch quads and massive hips, and then everything else on her upper body looks like a lightweight.
It's just normal, yeah.
Yeah, just normal. But so we didn't get this though, because I thought the winner just looked like a figure girl, but thicker, like a little thicker.
Well, I think it's one of those things they still got to like work out the.
But there's a lot of girls that have that shape that we're just looking at.
Was there in that lineup?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't get to watch. I only saw the winner.
I didn't either. So you can, maybe she just had the biggest legs and glutes out of all of them.
So I watched the webcast. You were pretty good. You seemed a little nervous at times, but you seemed like comfortable.
Yeah, because the only times I was ever nervous is when I wanted to say something with a swear word in it. I got a couple of fucks in there. And every time I did, Bob Chait gave me an elbow.
You seemed like you were being more reserved than your normal self.
Oh, of course I was. Of course I was. Because for 2 reasons. One, mainly because I'm with 2 people who are being very impartial.
Professional. Yeah.
I'm professional. And if I start saying things that I think are funny, like not belittling the competitors, but like making fun, like, because I would do to myself.
Yeah.
Making fun of them, but in a fun way. People just think you're being a dick, especially because I'm a current competitor. It makes me look really bitter.
I don't think so, man. I think people.
No, 100% would have.
Okay, wait a minute. This is why I'm saying it. The people, I know a lot more people watch the webcast than listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
But a lot of people that watch, that know who you are, either through your YouTube channel, or through this podcast, or through your Instagram, know you're kind of a joker.
I did, but I did joke a lot in there.
Yeah.
I still did. I just kept it more PG.
Yeah.
That's it. That was just PG me. That was daytime television.
Did you guys make a pact before you started not to be negative? Because I didn't feel like there was enough constructive criticism. I felt like it was all very positive.
I think I was the only one giving constructive criticism. Actually.
Yeah, I could hear a little bit coming from you. Bob would say something here and there.
Well, Bob just flatly hates Rami's physique. He just hates it.
Why?
It's fine. Everyone gets really offended by that. He just doesn't like it.
Okay, let's
just his opinion. He just doesn't like it.
Let's get into the Arnold lineup since we're talking about that. Where do you first? We'll start with this question. Do you think any of the placings were undeserved, or somebody should have placed where they better where they weren't, or something?
All the undeserved placings were towards the bottom of the pack.
Yeah,
the top 6 was pretty spot on.
I forget who was fourth. That was Kuklo.
Yeah,
and then who was fifth? Sergio. Cedric was 6th. Which is good. And then who was 7th? Akeem?
I don't know from that point on. I
thought after Cedric, there was only one person I was disappointed with. I thought Max Charles should have been in that second call-out group.
100%.
Instead of Akeem.
Morgan should have been higher as well.
I didn't think Morgan should have been higher. Only because...
I do agree, looking at the pictures, in person, he does look a lot more impressive. And he's by far the most shredded person I've ever seen.
He was definitely skin.
He makes Hadi Chopin look soft.
Yeah, he was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, because I've heard Dorian say Hardy's in okay condition. Hadi Chopin's fucking peeled.
Yeah.
But if Dorian comes to claim he was even better than Morgan, I'd call bullshit. I'm like, shut up, Dorian. You are not drier than that. Do you know why? Because you'd be fucking dead. You'd be an Egyptian. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Morgan was peeled. We should probably. I wonder if we can look at it.
His glutes were just silly.
By the way, if you guys are watching the podcast and this new sharing the screen thing is annoying you, let me know in the comments section, because I think it's adding something. If you guys can see what we're talking about.
Don't listen. Don't be a sheep. This is our podcast. Fuck the listeners.
It's not about being a sheep.
This is for us.
This is for us.
Fold.
Okay, so this is him. This is a comparison of him and Rami. So this was my problem with his physique is he's absolutely massive, but he's so tall it didn't offer a lot of there was no real X frame. Like his legs are kind of straight up and down.
Absolutely, but just on condition alone, he should have beaten.
Where did he place?
I think he placed. Was a 13 in the lineup? I think he placed 12. He should have been. He should have been higher than, say, Johnny, which I think he was actually.
Johnny. He should have been higher than Johnny.
He should have been higher than Josh.
He should have been higher than Josh too. Yeah.
And I also think he should have been higher than Patrick Moore. Patrick Moore has, literally all he had was a nice physique.
Patrick Moore did.
Great, but he wasn't as peeled as you, because when you're that small, you need to be fucking diced, and he just wasn't. And he made him look smaller than he was at the Olympia. So, and when you consider what bodybuilding is, he didn't have. It could go either way, but I
don't disagree with you. I thought Patrick.
I think Morgan was so peeled he deserved to be a place ahead.
I thought Patrick Moore gave up a lot of size to everybody.
It was so much more apparent in person.
Yeah, even in the webcast.
It'd be like you standing to me.
No, it would not. Even right now, with me down in size, I would still compare with you.
All right.
You don't have to. I know you got your. I know you're. Wait, here we got a picture. Look at you right here. You look pretty good.
That's me.
I wonder if you could beat Bonac. If in this 3 picture, I mean, these angles are behind, but that looks pretty good, dude. You could do pretty good.
I'll send you a couple of pictures in a minute.
The only problem is this might be the only time you ever get in this condition.
Well, Chris thinks I'm. Chris looked to me in person, and he said I'm way ahead of where he expects me.
Yeah,
to be.
Chris says that to everybody. Let's see what happens on show day.
He didn't say that to James.
No, no.
But the.
Okay, so going back. So you thought the bottom of the pack. So you thought Morgan should have been like 10.
So I think some of these guys should have been a bit higher. Like Max should have been higher.
I definitely, the only one that bothers me though, like no offense to anybody, because I've been back there in those back of the pack placings. When you're 11th or 13th, it doesn't really fucking matter. The money is the same. Nobody cares. Like at that point, it's not. If I was Morgan, let's say, because I've been back there in that back of the pack, I don't feel any better being 11th or 13th. When I go home, I still feel really disappointed.
Okay.
So my point is, I feel like the only one that really should have been significantly different was Max.
Yes, he was the most. Yeah, that I do agree with.
Because I thought Max didn't get called out in that group, the second group. He should have been there instead of Akeem or with Akeem.
It was just a bit weird in the back of the pack because they obviously placed Max below the other guys because he's quite a lot. He's a bit more like Patrick. He's on the smaller side. Max is a smaller bodybuilder in terms of his kind of his frame. In terms of the amount of muscle he carries, he's smaller than the other guys. He's just a smaller person. But
he's the smallest
because of his shape and how dry he was. He looked just as big.
This isn't Max Charles.
It's two X's. It's two X's. You typed in Max like the normal. Max is like Max.
Oh, there's two X's. It's more emphasized. It's
Max.
Look how good he looks, though. Look at this.
Yeah, he looks crazy. What I was kind of getting at, this is why it's strange because they obviously placed him a bit lower because he wasn't as big.
Yeah.
Yet they put Patrick more above Josh and.
But you know what? Okay, wait a minute. Sorry to interrupt you, but we're looking at a full lineup here. And again, I'm sorry to the people that are listening and not watching, but we're looking at a full lineup here. And when he's standing next to Sergio, he is smaller, but not.
Like, but again, Sergio isn't. He's kind of in the middle. He's not one of the bigger guys.
Yeah. I considered Sergio, Cedric, and Kuklo to be the bigger guys.
In that top six, but not in the whole show.
Well, who's bigger than him other than Morgan?
Who? I would say Johnny has more muscle.
No, Johnny's not. Johnny is thicker muscle, but he's not a bigger bodybuilder.
Josh Lenatowicz?
Josh was significantly off.
But that's not what you're asking me. You're asking who's bigger.
But I mean, I thought he looked down in muscle. I didn't think he was the old Josh.
Yeah, I know he did, but he was still bigger than Sergio.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when I think of the biggest guys in the show, these three right here, I think of Sergio, Cedric. Akeem's really thick.
Yeah, maybe.
And Kuklo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think maybe the way I'm thinking about it is Sergio is probably the smaller of those four, which is probably why I'm not thinking.
I can give you that. Yeah, I can give you that. But I just felt like Max looked so good. Like it's not like if you look at this lineup, it's not like Patrick Moore, right? You see Patrick Moore here, and he's smaller, but he also seems like he's missing, like he doesn't have the roundness in his quads, and something's missing than it was from the Olympics.
I think he just looked overcooked.
Yeah, he looks a little bit overdone. Yeah,
Patrick's phenomenal. He'll bounce back from this, and his next show will be fucking insane.
Yeah, I agree. But if you look at Max, he's smaller, but he looks really, really good. Like he's got that same finish that Patrick had at the Olympia. It's very, very crisp.
Yeah, he looked incredible. So, I mean, to be fair, Sergio did look incredible as well. Looking back in the pictures, I think the only place that Sergio gives it away is in his back shots.
Yeah, he needs a little bit. He needs to work a little bit on his lower lat. But
yeah, I think it's more just the way it all inserts. He's just because Kuklo isn't pretty poor from the not poor. Sorry, that's but poor choice of words. Kuklo is comparatively weak from the back as he is from the front. He's weaker from the back.
I'm sorry, say that again. Who's that? Kuklo?
Kuklo is weaker from the back. He's not a strong bodybuilder from the back. He's okay, but he's not like wow from the back.
Can I tell you something about Kuklo?
He demolished Sergio from the back, which is why he played.
I'll tell you something about Kuklo in my opinion anyway. He is even everywhere, and I think that's the knock on Kuklo. I feel like his
back's weak.
I don't think so. Let's look at it.
It's weak. I was sat in the front row I was sat next to Chad Nichols in prejudging. I was literally, you couldn't be any closer. He is weak from the back.
Let me see if I can find a back shot. Look at this though. This is crazy. Like I feel like his proportions are exactly even. Every muscle is even.
Yeah, he is, but well, then why is he more impressive from the front if he's exactly even?
I think because he's harder from the front. I don't think it's because he's smaller from the back. I think he's just not as.
I think he's just better from the front. It's not. He is good from the back. I'm not saying he's not, but he is weaker from the back than he is from the front.
Yeah.
Whether maybe it is conditioned, but he just maybe because he's not super dry in the back, he doesn't have that dugout freaky pop.
What about when you speak of back shots? I still can't find this one at Kuklo, but when you speak of back shots, Akeem was a huge letdown because I was so impressed with him when he came out until he turned around and his back is just.
I think what it is with Akeem as well is because there's so much detail in his lower body from the rear.
Yeah,
there's massive disparity.
I honestly think it's a size thing, man. Like it really looks like his back, as strong as he is, it's crazy. I really think his back is just not the same size as his. None of these shots are from the back. Like I don't understand. There's Kuklo's back. So do you see Kuklo's back here? Though everything is even to me. Like this all looks like it fits together well.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but it was just more. It's just in person when you're seeing them all posing next to each other. He's just not. He wasn't as dense or deep from the back. But maybe that is conditioned. I mean, if you look how deeply sunken in everything is in Williams' back.
I mean, Williams got a crazy back, so it's hard.
Yeah, but I'm saying, or look at all the other three. Their backs are harder than Kuklo. So maybe if he was more like sunken in the rear, then his back would look thicker and denser because it had more detail.
The knock on Kuklo, if you were going to make one, in my opinion, is he's exactly, which is a weird knock because it's what you want in bodybuilding, is he's absolutely even everywhere. Like it's crazy. Every body part is the same size. It's nuts to me. But Akeem, going back to Akeem, I can't find a back shot now, even though I typed in back shot. Can't seem to find one. But here's one, but not from the show. Yeah. He's got the muscle there. It just seemed like at the Arnolds, it didn't. Maybe it was just conditioned, but it just didn't seem like.
When I said that in the webcast, I said it's more like that seal skin.
I thought that was racist.
Huh? Yeah, I just have to sprinkle a bit of racism.
I noticed you threw some racism into the webcast.
But no, his back is just like melted chocolate. It's just there's nothing there.
Is that more racist?
Yeah, it has muscle, but it looks like his skin's really thick.
You can't help yourself. Is melted chocolate? What the fuck is that?
Well, just all soft and blobby and gooey.
Yeah, it's the pictures really. Did he look this soft and like?
No, he was brilliant.
Yeah, these pictures aren't great for Bonet.
It's funny. Just like look at Sergio's front lat. Go back to that pose. This is what I mean.
Here.
He just looks.
He's giving up some size. Yeah.
There's something in his top half, just above the elbow, that he's missing. I think it's his back. So look at his lats. If you could on his right, on the other side, on the other side.
Where?
If you could see his lat in that front lat spread.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
If you could see that, yeah.
You should be able to see that.
Yeah.
I think that's all that Sergio's missing.
Well, the one thing about Sergio's back is it's good, but he's got high lats. That's why I said he needs something to do something with the lower lat. Like this is really high. That's why his waist looks long, because his lat inserts up here.
His legs look great though. He's got fucking good quads.
I thought he was amazing. I was really happy for Sergio.
He's fucking awesome.
Let me see this. Look at this crazy. Akeem Williams just blows me away, man. The amount of thickness in this guy's physique is just like, I don't know what it looked like in person, but this is nuts when you look at it. Like
he's actually somebody James and I have been discussing when it comes to training.
Look at this. Look at this.
He used to be doing all those crazy lifts.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And he stopped doing all of that now, and he's better than he's ever been.
Well, isn't Oscar training him now?
Yeah. So he doesn't do anything crazy heavy anymore, ever at all. Like I haven't seen him go above like 4 plates on a squat in about a year.
Yeah.
And it's like.
It's great. Anyway, who else?
And Kukla's the same. Kukla started like coming into his own the last kind of year or so, and he doesn't train stupid heavy anymore.
So he still trains pretty heavy. I've seen some clips, but not like he used to.
Not like. That's what I mean. Not like
I agree. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. The most glaring one for me. Right. Big Ramy here. Everybody shit on Big Ramy.
I don't know what people are expecting. He was in shape.
I thought he looked great. I
think maybe that's the best you're going to get. It's just not good enough for people for some reason.
it's, what we talked about before about 90s conditioning and now conditioning, and how it's not really a matter of conditioning. It's more about the separation of the muscle. I feel like that's what it is with Rami. It's not that he's not conditioned. There's no fat on that body. There's nothing here. Like this is shredded, but there's just so much muscle. It's just not deep separation.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem.
Ian Valier on did one of those Q&A stories the other day.
Yeah.
He said something about 90s condition versus today.
Yeah.
And he made a really good point.
What did he say?
He said everyone is comparing the top 6 of the Olympia then to everybody now.
Yeah.
He said, and he was like, go back and look at the normal pro shows back then, and you'll find some shitty condition.
Yeah, 100%.
Across the board. Like, compare the top 6 of the Olympia this year compared to the previous years, it's equal in condition. I don't want to get into that debate. It's a dumb. No, I'm just saying, but Ian has literally summed up the whole argument perfectly.
Yeah, no, I agree. So let me see. So we're looking at the top 3 here. Yeah. Are you okay with where they all placed?
Yes. I mean, I would have either had Dexter or William either way.
You don't think Rami should have been second?
No, definitely not. Not after, because of how drastically better
Dexter was night and day. I think this is from the is this from the oh, this isn't even from the Arnolds. This is from the Olympia. Sorry. Bonac was incredible. I thought
William was, but his left leg, it doesn't look too bad in the pictures, but his left leg was so down inside.
Well, I know you guys pointed out this knot right here. See this little knot right here?
I know he's got the injury, but I think it didn't really seem to affect anything, which is.
Yeah, he's got a really, really crazy physique. I mean, to be this thick and not have a blown out waist or anything like that is like, it's insane to me.
It is.
But I thought, I was really impressed with Rami. It was like, I don't know. I felt like he keeps getting shit on. And to me, this is an incredible physique. Like,
I don't know what people are expecting. It's like Cedric gets shit on so much because he's not blowing everyone's mind every time.
I don't know. I think people are looking for, I don't know. Is it something that's not realistic, or what are they looking for?
It might just take time. It might just take a long time, which Rami hasn't had. With Cedric, it's like, it's because I think it's because he just has such a crazy sensitive life.
Can I ask you a question that I know you've answered before, but you probably don't want to answer again? Because I kind of go back to it because it's the way I feel about it. Do you think the drugs has something to do with it?
In what way?
I mean, do you feel like the drugs?
Not about Cedric, or just in general?
No, in general, not Cedric. Do you think the drugs?
No, I think it's just a lot of it's the genetic factor. If you look at the top 6 of the Olympia last year, everyone was fucking diced.
Yeah.
They were using the same drugs that everyone else is using. And they also have the best genetics.
What are people expecting from Cedric?
People are expecting to be like Dorian Yates dry and blasting full, and then you'll have a Mr. Olympia, because he's not doing that. People are shitting on him. It's always bodybuilders that are just a slightly better genetically than the others. People set the bar for them so much higher.
Well, because I think when people look at Cedric, they're like, man, if he could get Dorian Yates' condition,
and they say the same about Rami,
he would beat everybody. And they say the same about Rami, but why? But what I'm asking is, why can't we do that? Why are we having trouble? That's why I said the drugs. Were the drugs better then, or was it because they were a lot smaller then?
I don't know. Might be.
Because if you look
if the drugs were better then why is everyone bigger now?
Well, I mean, we eat different.
No, we don't.
Well, we eat more, don't we?
Do we?
I think calories have been pushed compared to that. I mean, if you look at bodybuilders other than Dorian Yates, they were all smaller. Like if you look at Kevin Levrone, Flex Wheeler, they were all smaller.
Yeah, but we wouldn't be bigger today if there wasn't.
Sorry to interrupt. Me and Hunter were talking about it, and let me get rid of this. Me and Hunter were talking about this exact thing, and we kind of both agreed that it's just harder to land a Boeing 747 than it is to land a Cessna.
That's exactly what Chris says.
Yeah, it's like the bigger you are, the harder the water manipulation is, et cetera, et cetera. And people say just don't eat, but then what happens is your muscle just looks like shit.
It's absolutely nutty, but how drastically you can change day to day is crazy as well.
Mm-hmm. And then people say, well, Dorian did it, but Dorian was, and it's funny, you know what I love when I hear people say Dorian had bad genetics and he still looked amazing. And I'm like, no, Dorian had the best genetics in the world, and that's why he was Mr. Olympia.
And he had the work ethic to deal with it, you know. And that's, that's why he's Mr. Olympia. But I think genetics is like I think the look of your condition might be genetic as well. And there's definitely is genetic.
I agree.
Look at like Jose Raymond versus Flex Lewis.
Yeah.
You put them both in a DEXA scan, their body fat would probably be the same.
That's right. No, I agree. So what was it like being behind the mic, you know, for doing the webcast and the whole thing? What'd you think of the whole experience?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
What is, can you tell me?
I haven't had much feedback. I've had a couple of really negative ones.
Like what? Like what?
Well, somebody on my Instagram, because he'll love this, because he wants you to get your opinion, actually. He said that I shouldn't be on the camera because I disrespected the Franco Colombo statue.
What? Oh, I saw that.
And I didn't. I think in his
all you said was
I think in his defense, I think he just misunderstood what most muscular means, that's all.
What did you say exactly?
I just said, surely the most muscular trophy would have a most muscular on it.
Yeah, that's not insulting at all.
No, at all. And but I didn't mean that in a negative way. I just thought one of Franco Colombo's most famous poses is a most muscular.
Let's see if it comes up first.
So why have you put a front double bicep on there? Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't. To me, that wasn't me being negative. That was just a general like that doesn't make sense. So
you think?
Just click on images.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that would have been a good one, but it's not a most muscular.
Right. That's the most. That's he's yeah. There you go. Like that one there, bottom right, in the middle.
Where? This one?
No, on yeah. That's the most muscular. One of his most well-known shots, and his crab was as well. And that one down there. See, one of his most well-known shots.
This one, yeah.
It's called a most muscular. So why are they put a front double bicep on the statue? That's all I know.
So he got mad at you for saying that.
Yeah, and apparently I shouldn't be in front of the camera. I'm massively. I should be ashamed of myself.
People get so fucking angry, man. It's like I don't know.
I had another guy absolutely cane me on YouTube earlier for saying I don't know what the fuck you're talking about when Cedric came on.
Yeah.
Because I could barely fucking hear him. It's so loud back there.
Yeah.
And he was like, and he had his back to me a little bit because he was talking to Bob, or was Bob there? Somebody, I just couldn't really, I could hear the gist. I couldn't quite hear what he was saying.
Yeah.
And I was quite confused by the whole thing. He threw me off because I just had Bob say, right, what we're going to do now is we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. We just started fucking Cedric bowls in and throws me off. And I'm trying to listen to what he's saying. I can't hear a fucking word he's saying. And some guy called me like a butthurt imp Australian or something.
Why? What did you do? What did you do that made him?
Because I said, when he was like, you got something to say? And I said, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because I literally had no idea what the fuck he was talking about. And apparently that was me getting defensive and upset or something. I think like I literally didn't know what he was talking about. I got the gist of it, but I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
Okay, I don't think people understand the position you're in. Also, first of all, it's a nerve-wracking thing because millions of people are watching, or at least hundreds of thousands, whatever.
Yeah.
So first of all,
quickly,
what?
We had a little break in the middle. Yeah. And Aaron looked at his phone and was like, "Oh, there's 607,000 people." I was like, "Aaron, mate, why the fuck are you telling me that?" At that moment, my shirt started crinkling up.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we do the podcast and we're like, okay, 20,000 people listen. It's a lot of people, but it's just us bullshitting. First of all, hundreds of thousands of people are listening. Number one. Number two, you have to be critical of people that you're friends with, and you're a competitor yourself, so you have to try and remain impartial. Yeah. And then there's a lot of things, just a lot of things that go into it.
And me as well.
Yeah.
So what's happening in my head, and it comes to my mouth, and I have to kind of swallow it.
Yeah, you have to stop it before it gets out.
I've had really good feedback as well. It's not. I mean, most of the feedback I've had has been really good, and everyone's like, yeah. Even like my friends back home, they live well. It's in like they live nowhere near me. Even a couple of them messaged me was like, "You're really good. You seem like a natural."
I'd be honest with you. I would tell you if you're shit. I thought the only thing that bothered me, well, it didn't bother me. The only thing I felt like there wasn't enough criticism, or not criticism, but like, I don't feel like they were teaching people enough what stuff meant.
I didn't feel comfortable criticizing only because I'm a current competitor too. And I think it sounds bitter.
It does. You're right. You're in a tough spot that way.
So I was just trying to be. I mean, if it was like, if they brought up a point, I'd give my opinion on it. Oh, also, Aaron got loads of shit for saying, "Is it a tumor?" about Rami squads. Because obviously people have.
I heard that,
and some people have said like, "Why are you comparing Rami squads to cancer?" I'm missing the joke.
Yeah.
It's completely. It was actually like it was very complimentary.
Yeah.
But there are some things that people kind of pick up on, which is amazing.
I don't think you can ever do that kind of thing and have everybody be like, it was amazing.
No, fuck no.
Yeah,
and I mean, there are people out there that probably have listened to this or seen us on things and fucking hate us.
Yeah.
You know they exist.
Yeah, no. My opinion is if you can get 80% of people to be like, that was great, then you did your job.
I'm shooting for the 90s, mate.
I don't think you got 90.
No, I definitely didn't. I wouldn't like me, mate. If I saw me on anything,
no, you were good. You were good. But so everything else was good the weekend. You guys trained. How was the flight in your private jet?
That was sick.
Yeah.
We just rocked up, got my food and my bag out, just chucked it in the back.
Let's see
and then just sat on a jet.
Is this you here?
Yeah, that's me.
That's you, pretending you're not looking at the camera.
No, that was a completely set up photo.
No, it was.
I was like, because I'm holding Darielle, that's Aaron's wife's wine, and I was like, James, take a picture and make me look like the biggest cunt in the world. And that's what, because I wasn't fucking wearing sunglasses on a plane.
I thought you were trying to be hard as fuck. I'm like,
no, this was my take. That's why all the hashtags are just taking the piss out of dickheads on Instagram.
Yeah.
So
what's Flex Lewis saying here? He's making fun of you or what?
He said, "Well, I had a pillow over my knob."
Over Anyway, that's cool. So your trip
it was good fun though. It made me realize how shit normal traveling is.
Yeah, that's true. What is this? Where is that thing I saw on here? Anyway, we're not going to go through your Instagram all day long, but this disappointed me.
The Foo Boys.
Yeah, because I'm Fouad, and I should be in this.
Well, you could have been in it. But you weren't fucking stuff coming out. So I
think I should copyright this. This is bullshit that Aaron's stealing my shit.
It was actually my idea.
Was it really?
The whole thing was my idea.
This whole thing?
Well, no, the premise was theirs, and then James and I just
acted it out.
We told them what we were going to do. We said, this is what we're doing. This is how we're going to do it. You film this, we'll do that. And we made it up on the spot, basically.
Hi, I'm Aaron Singer.
This does seem like something you would do.
That's why, the best bit is James is in the forward roll.
I know. I was going to ask you about that. How the fuck?
It's so good.
If you guys haven't seen this, you got to check it out. James does a little roll here in a minute, like a somersault.
And I do some weird, ninja star throw. It was a lot of fun because James and I were dreading it because the original pitch they gave us was the office linebacker.
Okay.
And it was quite a similar premise.
Yeah.
And I was like, you do realize I'm not a linebacker. I don't know what the fuck that even is.
Yeah. So
I can't be like, go motherfucker, yeah. That's not me. I can't do that.
Yeah.
So we just pretended to be basically Vinnie Jones, and
it was good. It was like this is
and it was just. They did cut some really.
This is one of my favorites right here. Yeah. This guy goes launched to the box. Yeah, right.
This bit is amazing.
Here's the forward roll right here.
The forward roll from James, like that, and then I did a little ninja star throw.
I thought that was actually pretty athletic. That's pretty good.
He can do when you lie on your back and do that leap up onto your feet.
Yeah.
That fucker can do that.
Really?
He just did it. I think we were in the airport.
Where you lay on your back and you snap up, just without using your hands.
He has to use his hands, but he pops up.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty fucking athletic.
He's nimble, mate. He's nimble.
Okay, so on to something else that's been bothering me. Right. What's going on with the coronavirus, and why does everybody still think it's fake?
I don't think anyone thinks it's fake.
And you alluded to this on our last podcast, is you're like, it's just like the flu. I don't think it's like the flu, dude.
Okay, why?
Well, this is my only thing. Some people are like, oh, everybody's hysterical. Yes, people are hysterical. They're buying toilet paper for some reason, which doesn't make any sense to me. Is that you don't need toilet paper to live, but whatever. But it can't be just the flu if major money.
It's basically viral pneumonia.
Okay, but what I'm saying is
that's actually exactly what it is. It is pneumonia that's viral. So it's basically you're guaranteed to get a chest infection that they cannot treat.
Yeah, but that's fatal.
No, it can be, which is obviously why it's thing. But if you're a very healthy individual,
okay, wait a minute. Step back for 1 second. If you had the flu, right, and you get a chest infection, and then you get pneumonia, yep. Which I've had, if you don't get that treated, you will die.
Yes.
Okay. That's the problem.
You definitely. It's not you will die. You may die.
You could.
Because Ben's had pneumonia a couple of times, and I'm pretty sure because he never goes to the doctors, he got over it. And they told him he had it, and then he just got over it.
Okay, mine got worse and worse. My bronchitis turned into pneumonia, and got worse until I had to spend 4 days in a hospital.
Yeah, but that was bad because of the bronchitis. But like just having
no, it's bad because
I know what you're trying to. I know exactly what you're saying, and I'm just trying to stay calm about this. I'm trying not to freak out, which is why
I'm not freaking out. All I'm saying is this is my only point. If the NBA, which is a money-making fucking juggernaut, shuts its doors, then it's fucking serious.
So is the Premier League here.
So it's soccer. Italy has closed. Italy, like you can't go see tourist attractions. They're like, fuck you, we're closed. Yeah. Disneyland's closed. Like every country's closing its borders. It's not the flu. Like there's got to be something more serious.
But when you say it's not the flu kills tens of thousands of people a year, hundreds of thousands of people.
This is more infectious.
It's
more infectious.
If the flu didn't have an antidote, just the normal flu didn't have an antidote, and there was no way of curing it, there was no way of effectively treating it, it would be just as bad. But because we can treat the flu,
okay, but that's a null point. It's not
because it's just take away the vaccine from the flu. The flu is as bad.
Two things.
It's the lack of vaccine that's bad.
Two things. Okay. First of all, if we didn't have a medication, is a horrible argument because we don't have medication. So that means it's horrible.
Which is why. So the actual virus itself
is not the same. Second argument.
I didn't say it was the same.
So Joe Rogan had a infectious disease expert or some shit on his show like last week.
Yep.
The guy said the people that they swabbed their throats, the virus is 10 times more infectious than SARS was.
Right.
Okay, that's worse than the flu. That's worse than SARS. That means you can get it infected much, much easier.
Yes, so, but the actual virus itself,
I know that
individual is not terrible.
Okay, but you keep throwing ifs in there. What I'm saying is, first of all, the population can get infected far easier. Right? That's number one. Number two, there's no antibiotic for it. Now you're infecting hundreds of thousands of people very quickly, and there's no, you know what I mean? Like
I do, and I completely agree with what you're saying. But I think the other thing people aren't understanding is everyone has an immune system, and for most people, their immune system is plenty capable to fight this off. So if everyone just chills a little bit, just stops going out in public if you don't have to, be as clean and concise with everything as you can be. Everybody, including myself, everybody in the fucking world can do that. It's going to be a lot better, but there's not much more that anyone can do than that. But I think it's inevitable that most people are going to get it. But I think the actual thing itself, I don't think it's quite as bad as say swine flu.
Okay, the death toll in Italy surges past 1,000. Okay, it's been there for like a month. That's not scary?
It is scary.
Okay, that's all I'm saying is
I never said it wasn't scary. But you have to look at those 1,000 people that have died. Who are they?
It doesn't matter. 1,000 people died in a month.
Yes, I know. But so this is what I'm trying to say. Like the people who are at most at risk need to stay at home. Everyone else needs to be as clean as possible to prevent it spreading as much as possible because it will spread. There's nothing we can do about it.
Okay, I agree with you. This is my only point. I just wish people would take it more seriously because I've read a bunch of stuff online.
I've read contradictory stuff, both sides of it.
I've read a bunch of stuff and I've seen a bunch of videos from bodybuilders, not bodybuilders. They're like, it's no big deal. And I'm like, It's a fucking big deal.
Yes, it is a big deal. It is a big deal. But
that's all I want people to know is it's a big deal.
And everyone, that's why I just said, all we can do is if you just avoid crowds as much as possible and be as clean as possible.
Yeah.
Everyone. And if everyone does that, it'll be much better than everyone fucking panicking. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so you're in agreement that we should all take it seriously.
100%.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Yeah, 100%. But I also think you saying it's worse than the flu isn't true.
Well, it is if there's no fucking vaccine.
Yeah, but yes, but what I'm saying
don't care if the virus is identical.
Yes, okay, but most people who get the flu don't need a vaccine. This is what I'm saying, and it's terrible. There will be a vaccine eventually, but I think it's not. I don't know if it's quite as serious to the majority of people as it's a lot of scaremongering.
Let's see if you're right, Luke.
Well, the flu isn't pneumonia for a start.
Let's see. How does the coronavirus compare with the flu? This is too long. I can't read this on the line. So far, the coronavirus has led to more than 100,000 illnesses and more than 3,000 deaths worldwide. But that's nothing compared to the flu. The U.S. alone, the flu has caused more than 34 million illnesses, 20,000 deaths this season. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay. I mean, I guess you're right, but the fact that we don't have a vaccine is what scares me.
I think, okay, well, let's put it this way. Everyone shouldn't worry too much about getting it in terms of their own health.
Yeah.
But they should do everything in their power not to spread it.
Okay. So what about going to the gym? Because they're going to close. I noticed this question. This question was in our questions, our Q&A, and there's some countries where they've closed gyms.
Yes.
So there's a bunch of questions that come from that. One, what do people do to work out? Let's start there.
Okay.
They just have to do home gym shit. Like, what are you going to do if they close the gym?
I got a key, so.
Okay. What if people are not top 10 in the world and they don't have a key to their gym?
Do what you can at home. That's all you can do. Do body weight stuff at the park, pull up bars, stuff like that.
I got a better question because I
listen to the Cedric episode and build some wooden shit in your garden.
I got a better question because this actually was in there too. And I have a different opinion than because other people are giving their opinion. I have a different opinion. So somebody said, what if the gym's closed for 3 weeks and I'm in the middle of my cycle?
Stop it.
That's what I think. But there's people on there going, just keep going. Just keep taking your shots.
But they didn't ask them. They asked us, and we're saying stop.
No, I know that. I know that. I'm just saying. I don't know why people are giving shit opinion, like shit advice.
That's why they're asking us. So that's why we're saying just stop.
So if the gym
early, just do what everything else in the world is doing. Just postpone it till later in the year.
So okay, so let's say you're in the middle of your cycle and they close the gym and you don't have a key. Do you taper off everything?
Come off and focus on not getting the coronavirus.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe just do TRT for the time being, because apparently the higher testosterone, it will keep increasing your immune system a little bit.
Yeah.
So like TRT, cruise dose, maybe.
Yeah.
What you're doing. But I think if you can't go to the gym, you can't do anything as possible. Just do your part.
I definitely advise staying on TRT because I know when I'm on a heavy cycle, if I get off, usually if I'm going to get sick, that's the time I'm going to get sick. So, I had a crazy week. I launched my company this week.
I know I was going to get to that. I was waiting for this because this is the main fucking point. You got your big old t-shirt. Okay, but just for the question.
I always have a t-shirt on. What are you talking about?
I haven't tried the products because this cunt hasn't sent me anything.
No, because you were we didn't meet in Columbus. I had a.
Why didn't you just post the fucking thing? What are you doing?
I don't want to pay $50 to send it to you.
I'll pay $50.
No, I'm just joking. I brought the whole tub with me. I'm like, I'm going to give Luke and James a scoop, see how they feel. There's a bunch of questions about the product that people are really confused about. So the launch was amazing. It's still amazing. Sales are just like coming in and people are really like the pre-orders are crazy. So I'm really happy about that. But people seem confused about like certain things, like why we didn't use certain ingredients, and they want to stack the two pre-workouts together and they're not meant to be stacked. So I got to do like a Q&A and kind of cover all the bases.
Yeah, do an FAQs video for the site.
Yeah, I think so. Like I want to show you real quick. I'm not gonna make the podcast about this, but I just want to show you real quick. So what do you think about this new feature?
This is very cool.
The sharing the screen feature?
I like it.
So this is our
Can I do it too?
Yeah, you can. I think you can do it.
I really like your branding's really good, man.
Yeah, my wife is the shit. So I have to give her all the credit for that. She actually built the website.
Do you get any credit for anything, really?
No, I'm the meat. I'm the beef.
Yeah. She's the brains and you're just the brawn.
I'm just the brawn.
You're the model.
No, that's not true. To be honest with you, okay, she built the website, but like this design, it was me, her, and our designer. We went through this like 1,000 times to finally come to this.
It really is brilliant, and James completely agrees.
So these are the two products. Sorry, I won't go through it anyway. This product is supposed to be an all-around product. It has, you know how like Redcon has Total War, and they have Big Noise, and they're kind of do different things, right?
Yes.
But if you want to do like an all-in-one, you put them together and you have like this crazy fucking combination, right? Yes. We tried to do that all in one bottle.
Yeah.
So that's why people are like, well, why does it cost so much? Or why is this? Or why is that? And I'm like, well, we're putting like all-in-one, right? Yeah. So just stuff like that. I got to do a Q&A, I think, and kind of cover all the bases. But
all you need to do now is come out with a much cheaper version of like a non-stim and then make it like an add-on feature down like a year's time.
What do you mean?
To make a big deal out of it. So when the company's doing better, you just bring out a non-stim because this
is a non-stim right here.
Oh, is it? I thought you only had 3 products.
No, we have 4.
Okay, there's 3 on the screen.
Yeah, no, those were just.
Okay. Well, I'll shut the fuck up.
Those were the top selling ones, but this one's not legal in the UK.
Why, if it's just a pump product?
Because it has agmatine sulfate in it.
Send me some.
So we have agmatine sulfate in here, and you can't. No, not arginine nitrate. Where's agmatine? This one, agmatine sulfate is not.
That may change because of Brexit. Because that's probably an EU regulation.
Yeah.
And it's the zombie apocalypse, so it doesn't matter.
You can buy it, but if they stop it at the border, like it's like we can't do it.
There's a lot of the Redcon stuff that there's probably not allowed to be here and it gets through just fine.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So this is the thing. We have the pump with no stim, and we have the all around. But what I'm thinking about doing is coming out with a third one that's more like Total War, and it's just more stim.
Yeah, just get one that just stims your tits off.
Because that one will be like. Because then I can make it like, $35 or $40 or something like that.
Yeah. Because all you want to do is just make people feel just like, bleh.
But why do people want to feel like that? That's not even.
Because, think about it this way: it's going to be very cheap for you to make. The margin's going to be incredible, and people are going to lap that shit up. And the bottle's going to look cool because all your bottles do. So it's a win-win, my friend.
But I'm trying to give them something that works like that.
That will work. And you should just call it "Stim That You're Nut," and then
you know who's really good at that? Rich Piano is really good at that. He's like, this is my product. It's called Full as Fuck.
Yeah. Well, this is my product. It's got real food in it. What are you going to call it? Real food.
That's right. Yeah. It's like, it's perfect marketing. Anyway, so we launched. It was crazy. I fasted 18 hours that day.
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose. I was literally in front of my computer or phone, answering DMs, trying to fix problems because we had some problems with the shipping. It was like double charging some people internationally. So we had to figure that out. I actually didn't have a meal until 10 o'clock at night. I was like,
did you have like Domino's or something? Did you have a big splurge?
I did. How'd you know? I had a pizza.
You did exactly what I would have done. I would have had no calories today. I need to make it up. And I've had such a good day. I deserve it.
It wasn't because I wanted to make it up. That's not why I did it.
And did you think I've had such a busy day? I deserve it.
That's why I did it.
It was a secondary reason.
The reason was, I'm like, actually, the reason was I fucked up my whole day. It's a fucking waste. It's a bad bodybuilding day. So I'm just going to enjoy it now.
Yeah.
So I got a pizza and I fucking chilled the fuck out.
Yes.
Pizza. Actually, I got a large pizza and some pasta and so whatever. Anyway. So I deserved it though. Fuck that. That was a hard.
Definitely 18 hours of work. That's the most work you've probably.
That's the most. And then the day after, I started my diet. So I'm on a diet now.
Good. Were you doing anything in particular? Or are you just trying to?
Dude, this diet sucks. Me and John are back together, working together. And he's like, he didn't say it, but basically looking at the diet, he's like, you have a huge waist and we need to fix it. So the diet is like, I'm terrified I'm going to get small now. Because first of all, it's only 3,200 calories. And my normal diet starts around 37.
Okay.
And it's like no carbs. Can I just, I'll describe my first 2 meals to you. First meal. Huh? What?
Read it out.
What'd you say? Oh, read it.
Just read the diet to everyone. No, I don't think John cares.
Yeah.
It's not like a secret fucking thing. He puts them all over his website.
Here, let me see if I can just do my phone. I got to make sure I don't have any porn on here right now.
Why don't you just read it?
Because I can just show it to people.
Okay. This is dangerous.
Oops. It is dangerous.
It's so dangerous.
All right, so this is the diet. Let me zoom in a bit.
Okay.
So this is what John sends you when he sends you a diet. It's all broken down. So look at the first meal. It's like 1 cup of yogurt, some granola, and 25 grams of whey. It's like fuck all, man. This was like a snack for me before. Now it's like a whole meal.
Intra's water only.
And then look at, well, I don't know if I'm going to do that because I like my intro, but the pre-workout, look at this meal. 3 eggs, 2 slices of bread, half a tablespoon of butter.
That's small.
It's fuck all. I just had that meal. It's like literally like I make it into a sandwich. It's gone. And then I have a normal.
It's certainly a tasty diet though.
Yeah, it is actually enjoyable. It's actually very enjoyable, to be honest with you. So then I go down. This is a normal bodybuilding meal, steak and rice. Then I don't eat salmon. So this I switched to chicken and coconut oil.
Oh, do you not like salmon? Salmon's the best.
I only like salmon like sushi. Like if I eat raw salmon,
I
love
salmon in the slow cooker, covered in smoked salt, just cooked to fucking death.
Really? I should try that.
So it's all crumbly and tastes like bacon.
Wait, say that again. So you do this.
So I put loads of smoked salt on it.
Yeah.
I put it in the air fryer and I kind of overcook it so it gets almost like a husk on the outside.
Yeah.
Like a crust, fucking crust. And it's all flaky but still tender. And it's
do you sear it or anything, or you just take it and put it right on?
It comes out like amazing, crispy.
So you take the raw salmon and you throw it in the air fryer.
In the air fryer with loads of smoked salt on there.
Yeah.
And then I just slightly cook it for a bit longer than it should be, and it comes out amazing.
And you just do one portion at a time, or do you cook like a day?
I do one at a time because it has to be fresh. Because salmon always has to be fresh.
It doesn't taste good if it's not, eh?
It never does, unless you use like.
All right, maybe I'll. You know what? Maybe I'll try that. I haven't tried that.
Steak's really good because the fat like renders into like crispy fat.
Okay, so this meal is just fucking a salad with some avocado and olive oil.
Yeah.
And then I got the same thing here for my chicken breast. I got some almonds here and then another salad. And then at the bottom, I have shrimp, another cup of Greek yogurt, and some berries. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, look at this is the totals.
Yeah.
Let me move this. See the totals here? 3,200 calories.
Yeah, it's not too bad though. It's like it's still not terrible.
No, it's not like I'm eating 2,000 calories, but it seems.
I reckon you'll actually be quite satiated on that because it's a nice balance and your blood sugar will be quite even. I think you'll be all right.
It wasn't bad. I did it yesterday for the first day. And I tell you this, I woke up this morning and my fucking stomach was half the size of the day before. I'm like, holy.
There you go, back on the sauce.
Yeah. Yeah, I put on 5 pounds. I'm feeling better. Things are starting to click. And I'm doing John's training, which is crazy because I train with John in Columbus. And he actually said the same thing you said. And I'm like, okay, maybe I got to change my philosophy a little bit. Because he's like, just calm the fuck down. He's like, John's like, you've always been your worst enemy. He's basically said to me, like, you could have been such a better bodybuilder if you weren't so fucking crazy. Yeah. He's like, all your injuries, all your shit. He's like, if you just take it down a notch, you'll be better for longer.
I've noticed a lot of bodybuilders do that. They get to a certain point where they've done what you did, and I did it as well. Just fucking maniac. Put enough muscle on, and then change things up a bit. Take a step back, focus on all the shittest word in bodybuilding, which is refining.
Yeah.
You do that, and that's what I think takes you to that next level. I think John's probably right.
I think that's what I never did. You know what my problem was? I got to 2015 by being nuts. And I think in 2015, had I kept it, because in 2014 off season, John did my training. I never follow anybody's training, but I followed John's training to a T. I did every week. Yeah. So I did everything he said. And the one thing I always noticed was my muscle was always sore, but my joints were never hurt. Yeah. And then after I won a couple shows, I'm like, I'm going to do my own training. So I went back to my way and I tore everything on my body. So
it's quite that's quite a fall from grace. Some of the best workouts to tour everything.
But had I kept doing John's training, I think I would have kept excelling. So,
well, that's mine and James's training styles are a little bit more in line with that. We just lift heavier than everyone else because we're just a bit stronger. That's all.
Yeah.
We're trying to.
But one of the things John said when I was training with him in Columbus was kind of what you said. He's like, I'm like, we were training. I'm like, don't you feel like we're going a little slow? He's like, what are you in a rush for? He's like, just because my training speed is pretty fast. Like, like you do your set, I do my set. Let's just go. And it's like, John's like, let's just take it down a notch, man. Like, let's just enjoy the training. And then the set.
He's nearly 80 years old as well.
No, it's not. He's been like, no, he's been like that forever. You know what? It was like that before. It's not that he does a long break in between sets. He's just, his attitude is very calm.
That's well, that's exactly what we were talking about in the last episode when James and I said we're calm.
Yeah, I didn't. It's hard to grasp in my head.
It's if you're turned on, is it not that way? Calm down, everyone. if you turn it on for the whole hour, it's exhausting. If you just turn it on when you need to, take it down a notch. That's when you can fucking go on your work sets.
And that's what John kind of alluded to. He's like, look, I get crazy when I have to get crazy. He's like, if I'm doing like my final set, my working set, or my failure set, whatever, my challenge set, whatever you want to call it. He's like, I turn it on for that set and then it's off. He goes, he actually said to me, he goes, one of the things I'm most proud of in myself is that I can turn it on and off.
You just leave the engine running in between sets. That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I turn it on when I walk in the door at the gym, and it doesn't go off until I leave. Yeah. And that's, I think, been.
I believe you when most people say it. I don't believe them.
Yeah.
Because on your comments when you left the little trailer on the last episode, that's the topic you put up on the Instagram.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm like you, Fouad. I'm just fucking He-Man. It's like, no, you're fucking not. Shut up. You're not. None of you are. You dicks. Just stop. It's absolutely fine to not be a maniac in between sets.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, just cutting back into a maniac in between sets, I have a really fucking angry looking face. Because that was another. Mate, I got a lot of comments from people on about the live feed, me saying I had I'm just an angry looking dude.
I thought I was angry looking. I thought you're fine.
In that live feed, there was a couple of bits where I'm just like, it's just my face. And I think that's why, like, probably you and I intimidate people because we look fucking angry in between our sets.
Maybe it's
because you're in maniac mode.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe it's the beard though. I never thought you looked like an angry person.
Well, no, because you know me. That's why.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Do you think we should get to any questions?
Oh yeah, probably. Well, photo got the old telephone there.
Do you think people would like to see them on the screen, or do you think we should just read them like we always do?
Let's just read them.
Okay. There's 214. What do you do if you're in the middle of a cycle and the gym closes? We already went over that. Do you think progress made naturally is a direct representation of how well someone might do with gear? I guess I understand what he's saying. He's saying if you make really great progress naturally, does that mean you're going to make even greater progress when you're on?
I don't believe so.
No?
Because no, not all the time, because you have to consider the response to the drugs is part of the genetic component.
Well, wait a minute. Let me read the second part of the question. He says, can someone have poor natty genetics but be a hyper responder with assistance?
Yes, I've seen that. Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen that happen. I've seen somebody train for like 3-4 years and look not really change.
Yeah.
Get on the sauce and they blow up.
Do you think part of that is motivation? Because some people get more.
No, in this case, no, but in some cases, probably.
Yeah. Well, I just feel like some people focus more on their shit when they're on a cycle.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you guys use waist trainers only during prep or year round?
I used it in the off season.
Can I tell you, I'm so bad with my waist trainer. So I have a sponsor. If you guys actually, I love this waist trainer. That's why I'm sponsored by them. Check out Skinny Roadie. It's in my bio. But anyway, she told me to wear it 4 hours a day. She's like, if you want to see any results, you got to wear it for 4 hours a day.
I wear way longer than that.
Do you wear it all day kind of thing?
I wear it after my cardio up until training, which is about 5 or 6 hours.
Do you don't wear it when you're training, do you?
No, then I take it off when I train, and then when I get
Okay.
home, I eat my post-workout meal, then I put it on for a couple of hours.
I think that's my problem. Is I don't like to wear it when I'm training because I feel like it's always like.
I always take it off when I train. I normally put my Cardillo belt on though.
Yeah. Okay, so the question was, do you use it in off season though?
I did this time.
Okay. How did the Hosstile debut go? It was amazing. Anyway, I just want to take a second. Sorry, Luke. I want to take a second because I know a lot of people are from the podcast. I want to thank everybody because the launch is like, it's crazy successful. Even now, still crazy successful. So I just want to thank everybody who supports the launch. Yeah. How common is acne or acne marks at the pro level?
I don't know. I've got some from puberty, but not from bodybuilding.
I think acne is just like other side effects. It's like a genetic thing. You ever notice that some people get certain things worse than others?
I had pretty bad skin for my first couple of years, but I did have anyway before I started.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's.
But now I don't get anything.
You kind of went. Did you take Accutane or anything, or you just went away?
Nothing for the last like 5 years. My skin's been great.
You didn't take anything to get rid of it, though.
No, it just went away eventually.
Do you think it was eating better, maybe?
I think it was maybe my body just kind of getting used to it. Like maybe it became this kind of homeostasis.
I always feel like there has to be something where, like, if you had acne, there has to be something that reduced the toxins in your body or the oils in your body.
Maybe I just grew up. Puberty.
Luke and Fouad, how do you feel about the coronavirus? We already covered that. Will it affect upcoming competitions?
I would imagine it is definitely going to affect the whole season.
How do you think it felt for the guys at the Arnolds being on stage with no fans?
There was fans in all of it.
No, the prejudging. Was there fans there?
It was rammed.
What?
It was rammed.
They let people in?
Yeah, there was probably about 300 people in there.
What the fuck? I could have stayed then.
You could have, yeah.
Oh, that sucks. What do you think it would be like competing without fans?
Shit. But okay.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would suck.
As long as the pictures are good.
What is that?
That's all that matters to me, is that I want the pictures to be good after the show.
No, but I mean, like, the experience, like...
Yeah. But I don't enjoy being on stage, so I enjoy having good pictures afterwards.
I think that's a lie.
Mate, watch me on stage ever. I'm shitting myself. The only time I've ever been good on stage is at the Arnold.
Okay, wait a minute. You just proved my point. Wait a second. So I'm nervous as fuck all the time too, even when I'm on stage. But you just said exactly what I was going to get at, was when you're in shape, you like hearing the crowd cheer for you.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying. So imagine being like your best ever.
I'm not naturally comfortable on stage.
No, I'm not either.
I don't think anyone is really. I don't think... You have to be a prick, don't you, to be like, I'm not, the stage is my home. Fuck off. What do you mean? I've heard people say that the stage is like, that's their home.
Yeah.
And it's like, you just have to be such a narcissist to believe that.
I don't think I shouldn't put such.
I don't even mean bodybuilders. I just mean in general.
No, I think no. I think bodybuilders are different because I think like men's physique guys, I think they have that like.
They need to bin that division now.
How do you feel about Arnold shitting on the winner?
Good. That guy is a dick, though.
He seems a little bit.
I remember the Arnold when we did it together.
And Dallas.
And Dallas just stood up and said, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's the guy, yeah.
And his arsehole fell out. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I thought it was crazy that Arnold, like, to his face after winning, is like, what the fuck are you doing?
But it was just like when Kai won, he's like, do a vacuum.
Did he say that to Kai? Oh my God.
Which is amazing.
I don't even remember that. That's crazy.
It's amazing.
Fouad, what would have been your top 3 classic physique and bodybuilding at the Arnold? Well, we covered bodybuilding. What do you think of classic? I thought Terrence Ruffin won that show.
I do, but I think he was half a diazide away from winning, which might maybe make John think about the diuretic thing again.
I don't think
he was dry, but he could have been drier. And if he was drier, he would have smashed it.
Really? I saw him.
I was sat there and watching it, and that's how it happened.
Really?
If he was just like because Alex was so dry,
yeah,
that's all he beat him on. Because Terrence has one of the best physiques I've ever seen.
I know.
And so if he was just like 1% drier,
I don't think John. I don't know if he's still doing it.
I've already seen him say somewhere that there was 0 diuretics used.
Yeah, he didn't use any diuretics.
I think in professional bodybuilding, I don't think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I don't think it is, and it cost him. I think it cost him the win in person.
You think the conditioning? Really, you think it was conditioning?
No. I just no. What else could it be?
All right, I'm going back because this is important. I thought he was just as good a shape.
No, you might think that, but he wasn't.
Really?
That's not up for debate.
So this is the winner.
Yeah. And it doesn't translate very much more in pictures, but in flesh.
This is Terrence.
Yeah.
That looks pretty dry. This is pretty dry.
That's filtered to fuck.
No, it's not.
That's filtered. Come on.
I saw him the day before at John's.
It's filtered because it's the same person that did the filtered ramen pictures. Like it's.
I know. I'm just fucking with you.
Put the other one up.
Wait, here's a good one. He's too dark. I can't see. That's not racist. I'm not being racist. I can't see. Oh my god.
Man, that's not racist. You can see his teeth.
Dude, thin ice, man. Thin ice.
It's not racist. I didn't say anything racist. What did I say racist?
Just saying.
The racist people will think that's racist. If you're not racist,
we're gonna get banned from YouTube.
Just edit out.
All right, this is a good representation, no? That looks pretty fucking dry, dude.
It looks the Olympia. Look at the background.
Oh, not the right show. Okay, wait, here's one. It looks like an oil situation to me. He looks dry.
No, he was peeled. He was. But Alex was slightly harder. That's it.
Yeah. It looks
on it. Honestly, if you give Terrence like a quarter of a diazide, he probably he was just like a smidge sharper. And it's on when you put pictures of him on his own, you wouldn't know that. It's only in person when he was stood next to Alex that it became okay. But that must be the reason.
That was a shot of the three of them. How do you think? How come Steve Lorius didn't do better?
He was a little bit softer.
Yeah, he was soft in the backside, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Can you just go back quickly?
Go back to what?
Go back. Just click back. What the fuck? Go down. Go down. Go down. Keep scrolling down. What the fuck is that?
Why are people making Nintendo? It's like a Nintendo fucking.
Look at my face. Whoever made that, go back and edit it, please.
That's so great. This is
I look like.
You should make this your avatar.
It's awesome, but that is a terrifying image.
You should literally make this your avatar on Instagram. That's amazing. So this is from the back. Come on, dude. You're telling me this isn't fucking dry? Look at this shit.
I'm not saying he's not dry. You're not understanding what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying.
He was perfectly dry. But
listen,
Alex was drier. That's it. As simple as that. Alex was slightly drier.
They're standing next to each other here. He does not look drier.
Yes, but in the flesh, it was very clear. Like Alex was almost had that like tissue paper skin, like grainy.
Okay. Yeah.
Whereas Terrence didn't.
Do you think, and just hear me out for a second, do you think it has anything to do with the fact that the oil was gone on Terrence? He doesn't look like he has any, like his body soaked up whatever glaze they put on him.
So did Williams as well at one point.
Yeah. I saw that. Because I don't know, he looked phenomenal to me. I'm like, I don't get it. Anyway. So you thought the top three were good in the classics?
Yes.
Okay. This guy asked 3 questions, so I'm going to skip all those. Thoughts on Max Charles? We covered that. Which do you prefer, Luke? 3 or 4 large meals a day, or 5 or 6 smaller meals? Same macro.
3 or 4 in the off season, and then the 5 to 6 pre-contest.
Really, that's surprising.
Yeah, just because off season I like to just my appetite's not as good. But if I can wait a little bit longer to eat and wait until I'm hungry, I can put the food away.
And you think that's going to help? Let's say a beginner. Now, say not you.
That's kind of what I've always done.
Really?
Yeah.
I've gone down to 5. I can't do 3 or 4. I don't think that
I'll
works.
have like a big breakfast, a big pre-workout meal, which is like 2 hours before I train.
Yeah.
My intra, a big post-workout meal, and then a meal like late in the evening, like 45 minutes before I go to bed. That's it.
I feel like if you're not genetically blessed with putting on muscle, that would not work. As well as having like 5 meals.
Maybe, but I'm just saying what I've done. I don't know about other people, but I've always had no issues with that.
I've gone to 5. I haven't gone less than that. I've noticed I lose size, I lose fullness when I go down to less than 5 meals. We answered some of these questions already. What's your worst injection experience?
My ex Carly was supposed to put it in my lap once, and she's a bella and just completely missed and put it straight into my shoulder blade.
What?
Yeah, dick. Well, I don't know how she managed, and just went bang, and he put that, and I couldn't lift my hand above my head for about 2 weeks.
Holy fuck!
It was like,
I've never had anything like that. I've had some infections from doing dumb shit, but I've never stuck anything in my fucking shoulder blade.
yeah, I haven't either, but she did. Cheers.
Oh my god.
She thought it was so funny.
What?
I know she didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah.
You know,
she was laughing at you?
Yeah, she didn't mean to do it, but she was laughing. So, you know, like in The Simpsons in the movie when he's going steady with the nail and the hammer, and then just bangs himself in the eye with it. It was like that.
What's the biggest change John Meadows made to your plan? I already showed everybody that. Top 3 best posers of all time.
I don't know. I honestly can't answer that question because I don't give a shit about watching that stuff.
I'm going to say Muhammad Makawi.
Okay.
Lee Labrada.
Yep.
And
a lot of questions.
I don't know who the third one would be. A modern day. I think Flex Wheeler was a great poser. Cedric's a great poser. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of good posers.
He's a really good poser.
I always think of Lee
Samson, the UK pro.
Yeah, he's good.
He's phenomenal. And Terrence Ruffin.
Terrence is really good too.
They're both incredible.
I'm going to say that the only
Sergio is amazing too.
Yeah, the only one I can say is.
So I said to Sergio after the show, I was like, "Mate, your routine was sick." And he was like, "Oh, it was so shit." And I was like, "Mate, do you want me to? You spent 10 grand. Do you want me to backhand you?"
I know why he's saying that.
Stop it! You know it was good. Just accept the compliment.
No, I know why he's saying that. Because he tripped twice.
Did he?
Yep.
Yeah, Sergio was absolutely shit, mate. Terrible.
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
you shouldn't have got that 10 grand.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, I know I am. If he tripped twice, what an amateur. Jesus Christ. Bug shit.
What I'm trying to say is if you're a posing guy.
Yes, I didn't notice.
And you trip, you'll you know it. You know you're like, oh, I fucked up, right? But the audience doesn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't notice either. Yeah. And I thought he was absolutely phenomenal.
It was really good.
I like posing routines, I don't often care.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's the only part of bodybuilding that I don't have any interest in is the posing routines.
I think it's cool. I don't think it's like
No, it's cool. For me personally, for me to practice them, I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Is it one of those things where you're like, I'm not really great at it, so I don't give a shit?
No, because I could be quite good at it. Because when I do get taught something, I'm okay at it. It comes very naturally, but I just have no interest in doing it.
Yeah. Like, but it looks good when you're. It
does. You're right. Absolutely, it does. Yeah. And I have been practicing more.
Like it's really impressive. Like when you see a guy Cedric's size go out and he's like really good.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching a lot of Terrence Ruffin stuff because I want to do some really classical poses.
You can't do Terrence Ruffin stuff, dude. You
no. I'm looking at the way he moves.
You have to understand one thing if you don't already, and for those people listening, because you probably do understand it, but you have to pose with your body.
Yes, I'm not talking about. Yeah. I've been watching Terrence's poses. I've been watching how he moves and how he transitions and how you can just take it, so I can apply it to myself. So I look at, say, how does he go from, say, a front double to a side chest?
Yeah.
I watch the transitions and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I didn't think of it like that.
That's
rather than just going, this is how I am. Because I always thought my mandatories are pretty good. They're my side shots and my rear shots, I've kind of fixed them. Yeah. My rear double is the best it's ever been. Mm-hmm. And all I do is a front double.
It's
the other way around.
It's not like rewarding in the bodybuilding terms to do a great posing routine, but when someone in the audience or someone online like writes, "Oh, you're a great poser," it does feel good. You're like, yeah, you know what?
I might do, but you know what I mean? It's like the mandatories. I have no issues practicing those and improving them.
No, because you're trying to win.
But I don't have any. I don't know why. I just don't. Even when, because I've done a couple of routines. Like my Olympia routine was pretty good actually.
Mm-hmm.
It was all right.
What's it look like?
Don't get it out. Just leave it.
Let's check.
No, because I look so bad. It's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing how bad I look.
Let's see, Luke.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
How bad do you look at the Olympia? I forget. Let's remind everybody.
Horrendous.
At least mute it. At least no, don't mute it because the music's good.
Who's this guy?
I think it's a number of guys.
All right, let's skip all this.
Ugh. So I came out. I did the little kneeling on the floor.
Oh, you did the Dorian Yates walk.
No, that's just how I walk.
No, it's imagine walking through the mall like that.
With that.
That's a Dorian Yates. That's a Dorian Yates start.
I copied that from Evan.
Did you? This is all Dorian Yates so far.
I just copied this from Evan.
Yeah.
But the reason I did this is because I had the most. My stomach was fucking just.
It looks good though. You're not bloated.
I'm in pain. I'm actually in pain.
Yeah.
And you can
see it. Yeah.
Fighting it. And that's why I tried to cover it as much as I could.
Yeah, you cover it you do this a lot.
And it's because it was horrendous. I just couldn't.
It's funny. It's funny. You don't look as bad as we remember. Like I remember us talking about. It's funny when you go back to something and you look at it. You're like, you know what? People are fucking really hard.
It's shocking.
Huh?
To me, it's shocking.
What's shocking? How bad you look?
Yeah, because it's like because my midsection's off, it like throws my whole physique out.
Yeah, but it's not as bad as you think. You're watery for sure, but it's not like. I remember us talking about it like you were absolutely horrible, and
Yeah, well, I'm not happy.
This routine's pretty good. I mean, it's not like
Here's the music really well. The music's
Oh, it's off for YouTube's probably blocked it. Yeah.
And also, for some reason as well, this has never happened ever. I think my right hip locked up.
Yeah.
So I couldn't flex my quad properly. Never happened ever. So I saw Derek Farnsworth about it, and he kind of helped it, but it was just I couldn't fire one of my glutes. My right quad, I couldn't fire it. It was really weird.
You know what you need to do? This is just a lot of mandatories. You need to add more of this shit. You need to add more. And then you're like,
mandatories. But
you're like, everybody cheer for me.
Exactly, mate. This is like the crescendo of the music.
Everybody pose. Everybody clap.
And they did.
I think it's funny to analyze this shit after the fact. Now that we can do it on the podcast, this is.
We'll get one of yours up now.
All right.
Let's get your worst up now, and let's critique that.
All right.
Get your Arnold 2017 up.
Oh no!
Yes, there it is. Yes. Now we're talking.
What a bad.
Your routine's very good. I remember that.
Should we leave the music on?
Yeah. If you
can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
This was a bad routine for me. It started off pretty good, and then I fucked it up.
It's the one that. Oh no, you gave the same routine to John, didn't you? And he fucked it up.
No. That's a way better routine.
I thought you gave John this routine.
No. I gave John the one from 2015. See,
I like how you do the 12s and stuff.
Yeah, well, you got to add some shit that's not in your. I'll turn the music off or down. You got to add some shit that's not in your mandatories. That's what makes it interesting. You don't just come out and do a bunch of mandatories.
The lighting is so much better at the Arnold.
Look at my stomach. I was so bloated after fighting my leg.
It's horrible, isn't it? When you're on stage and you know your stomach's not 100%.
Look at. Oh, this is so bad. This is my worst showing by far.
Yeah, but you watched mine for fuck's sake.
But it's so far away. Yours was so far away. You can't tell.
I could tell, but you look better than I did.
I was shredded, but my body was fucked because my legs were down in size from not being able to train legs, and my stomach was bloated. So the combination.
Yeah, they quite a tear.
I tore this quad 3 weeks out.
You are a very good poser.
This is like not. This is way better.
I just don't read the comments, man.
This is my best routine by far.
I'm watching your best. What's going on there?
Huh?
So now
you know when you know you're good when you walk out, because my walk is different.
Yeah. Oh, mate. When I walked out for the Arnold, I was like, I can't watch this.
See this? Yeah. It's like
just the absolute swag. You look so good there.
That is my best.
I remember the lighting being incredible here as well.
Yeah, the Flex Pro is really, really good.
Because there's a lot of black in the background, and the lighting was sharp, and everyone's tan was really good.
But this was fucking uber shredded. Like, dude, it was retarded shredded. Like, everything was so fucking hard here. Like check. Like, that's I don't know. Yeah,
love it.
That's where I beat Dennis Wolf.
I know.
I think I beat everybody when I watched this. Did I beat everybody? That's Evan, Dexter, and me. Dennis.
You know what? If you'd won, I don't think anyone would have cared. Evan was crazy dry as well, though.
Evan was really good.
You looked phenomenal here.
I remember Hani yelling at me because I was taking too long to get into my poses. But I remember everyone always says, like, you kind of want to be the last one to hit your shot. But I was exaggerating it too much. So I was like,
Hani, what the fuck are you doing?
Hani got mad at me. He's like, dude, get into your fucking pose, man.
I do think I do. I remember when Evan won this. It was actually when I just started bodybuilding, and this was when I was getting into it, and I was so excited that he won. I was like, if he can do it, I can do it.
Look at Dexter, eh? Fucking
look at Dennis's like rear double. It's mad.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah. There's no one else has ever been like that. Sure. Like it's like a fucking airplane.
Look at this fucking thing.
Look at it.
But then it's gone right here.
But I mean, just like the width of it, the exaggeration, like the just.
I know this whole like spread right here.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a big old fat roll in his arse, and look at that.
I know, that's why I beat him. That's exactly why. That's the only reason I beat him, because they were like, "You're off."
I've also beaten Dennis Wolf.
Have you?
Yeah, Australia last year.
Doesn't count.
That's fuck off. It does. I've also beaten Kevin Lavergne. I smashed them both, mate.
I
beat Sean Roden at this show.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Anyway, okay, enough of watching our own shit. This is
why. Well, okay, well, let's just watch your best one then. So we'll leave it there.
Oh no, okay,
I don't want to watch any of mine. I can't. I hate watching myself.
Okay, fine. Let's go back. Watch. I don't want to. You're right. We should watch Luke's best.
No. Are they there?
Oh, there it is. Arnold Classic.
Mate, look at the absolute just.
This is your proudest moment.
When I walk out.
Look at the strut.
Rewind it. It's amazing. It's fun.
This strut is so different from the Olympia.
Yeah. This is Oh man.
Look at it. He's like, I got this shit. Like
when they cut the beginning off. That's not the full video.
What do you mean? That's when you walked out.
I walk out. I just stand next to Arnold's.
Oh, you walked did the original walkout and then you did another walkout.
So much. I can't even. I'm so not like that. I don't remember doing it.
Look at how fucking good you look there, dude. That's a great look.
I can beat that.
But do people see what I mean about the video? Remember the Flex Pro posing routine I just showed you guys? Look at how grainy I looked, and now look at Luke, who's in exactly the same condition, but because the video is like sharper, you're not getting the same effect. Do you understand what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Like you're fucking peeled out of your mind here. But the video is so clear that you're not getting the same like effect as it was in my video.
Look at that. I'm such a dick.
Yeah, you're like, everybody cheer for me. I haven't done anything yet.
I was getting a lot of cheers though.
Of course you were. Look how good you look.
That's very cool.
This is the only pose that you said you fixed now.
I have now, yeah. Because basically, what I had also a lot of it was the bad shoulders, right? It wasn't.
I was going to say that this shoulder looks like you can't turn it.
Yeah, and now basically what I'm trying to do there, I'm trying to do over a double bicep.
Yeah.
And I've realized just doing a front double bicep.
Yeah, is not good enough.
No, it looks way better. If I do a front double,
okay.
Instead of pushing my elbows forward like I do in a front double, just pushing back, and that's perfect.
No, it's not though. That's not how you do it.
No, for me, it is. Because I have tried it every other way. I'll send you a picture now and do not put it on the screen.
I'm gonna put it on the screen for sure. I'm gonna put it on the screen.
Well, no, I'm not sending it then.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah, man, you can see it, and it's funny because you can see it in your face.
All right, wait. Can you see that?
It's too small right now. 1 sec. We'll show it in a minute.
Okay.
I want to see something though.
But honestly, I just took that from Dorian because I was doing some posing with James. He was like, just do a front double, because he was looking at me and he could see the mirror behind me. And when I was doing the front doubles, he was like, your back looks way better like that.
Look at this is when I beat you.
Yeah.
Look how off you were, dude. No. All right, I'm sorry. Let's get out of here. Let's leave Let's leave them with your best. Isn't it crazy how you can be so good and so bad in the same, like, not so bad, but like you can be like, this is you 2017, the picture they keep showing in there. And then look at your attitude. Your attitude is like crazy different.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm looking forward to like showing the improvements though, because looking at that, I know I've improved in all the areas that I've been told to improve.
This year?
In some of my poses, I look a bit bottom heavy now.
Really?
Yeah, which is weird.
That's interesting.
It probably won't be when I've dieted all the way down.
That's the toughest part, yeah.
Like, even in my most muscular, and I took a picture this morning, I was like, I look a bit bottom heavy in this.
That's good, though.
I never look bottom heavy in that shot.
Yeah. Luke, have you ever been pegged?
No. You know what? Like I've had an ex who was into that, and I just wasn't into it. I never tried it. She wanted it. I can't do it.
No,
I can't. I mean,
do you think it's gay?
I kind of wish I was, because I've got some friends who like it.
Really?
And it's like something that is part of like the sexual experience that I don't have access to, because I don't like it. I feel like if I did like it, I would have access to it.
I feel like it's fucked up. But do you think this is wrong to like?
Not necessarily pegging. That's a bit extreme. But I mean, like just having something put up there while they're doing something else. You know what I mean?
What about a tongue? What about a tongue?
Fine. That's fucking fine.
It's great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great, right? That's fine. That's fine. I'm trying to work out a way where you can do it to each other at the same time.
Do what?
Lick each other's ass. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, it's not possible.
No, I'm trying to figure it out. I need to figure it out. I think I need somebody exceptionally tall.
Okay, I don't think that's possible. How would you could even if somebody was really tall, how would you still have to get over their like?
I don't know.
Because if you're 69ing and she somehow gets into your,
well, no, unless she's really small actually, because then if she was really small, it might work.
No, how would that work either?
She'd just be like, you have to do like half a crunch to get. Yeah. Still jet lagged.
It's okay. Let's get through some of these. Listen, it's been like an hour and a half, so let's get through some of these questions just so we're not total assholes.
Oh yeah, sorry everyone.
Was there ever a period after one of your contests where you tried to stay excessively lean?
Never,
no, not you either. Good. Okay. Best Luke and Fouad, best training methods to bring up hamstrings.
Honestly, I found doing more curls and heavier with just blasting them like with insane amounts of like forced reps and all the stuff that I wouldn't do for anything else seems to have worked. And the reason being is hamstrings are basically designed to slow you down or speed you up when you run. Yeah. So that's what they're designed for. So they're designed to take a bit of a beating. They're a powerful muscle group.
You don't feel like
so I think basically what I'm saying is I don't think high volume and pumping your hamstrings does anything.
No, I agree with that. But I feel like heavy stiff legs always did good for me. Like
it's too much. It's way more glute for me and lower back.
Yeah, that's true.
I can because I've done stiff legs with like 7 plates.
I know, I've seen it. Or I've seen you do heavyweight anyway.
Yeah, and I get just as much back, glute, hamstring as I do hamstring. So I have to do, if I do RDLs now, I normally do them on back day because I get more back and some hamstring. But if I do RDLs or stiff legs specifically for hamstrings, I go very light.
Yeah.
Stretch.
I've actually noticed that if I go like that bikini pose, exercise I posted.
I like that movement. James and I did it. James and I are actually going to do it tomorrow.
I actually noticed if I just keep my feet really close together and I do that, touch your screen because it's blurry. Touch your camera. It's out of focus. There you go.
A little better.
Wait, there you go.
I thought that happened.
Yeah, no, but I found the lighter stuff works better. When I go really heavy with stiff legs, you're right. I get more ass.
Yeah, but then I think you need to go heavy with the knee extension stuff.
Yeah. I agree.
Also, glute ham raise and the inverted leg curl. Those 2 machines are phenomenal.
I can't do the glute ham raise properly. Are you talking about the machine one that has a pad across your chest?
Both. That's the inverted. That's the inverted leg curl. The other one's the glute ham raise for the bodyweight one. They're both amazing.
Yeah. How many whole eggs could either of you eat?
A lot, but I don't want to.
How would you approach peaking peaking for a morning prejudge if your body seems to peak better at night. That's weird. No, I don't know anybody who peaks better at night.
I don't know anyone either.
Everybody usually looks best in the morning when they wake up, and then it gets sloppier as the day goes on. I don't know. What do you think, Luke? How should he peak? How can he peak better in the morning?
I would get really, really watery the night before. Almost spill over the night before.
Yeah.
And then just, if you're taking diuretics, do them before bed and just dry it overnight.
You think? I always got really watery Thursday. I don't know about getting really watery Friday.
It depends how you are. Okay, basically, we cannot answer this question.
It's kind of, I was just going to say it's hard to answer the question.
For me personally, if I had to peak for first thing in the morning, if I knew if I was full and watery when I went to bed, I'll wake up dry in the morning and probably still full. I won't need to fill back out.
Why does Luke use a waist trainer?
Because I want my waist tiny. That's one thing Chris said. He was like, your waist looks stupid.
That's good.
It's like, okay, my Cardillo belt, I'm on the last hole on it. I'm 7.5 weeks out. I've never been on the last hole.
So you think the waist trainers work? Like I'm not. I should be more consistent.
Maybe. I certainly don't have a big waist.
Are you doing a lot of vacuums?
I do them every day when I do my posing practice because I do them. I do them for my front double.
Okay.
And I'm just more conscious. I'm trying to be conscious. Like one of my goals for this in the off season was not get bigger. It was make improvements in certain areas and make my waist smaller so everything looks bigger. That's what I was trying to do.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. But I think the waist trainers work, but you have to do the other work too. You can't just wear it and expect it to work.
Yeah.
They're fucking uncomfortable.
Did Luke freeze up when Cedric came over to talk about calling out Arnold? He looked a little uncomfortable.
He just threw me off because I was like, I've just been told what we're about to do. I've got it all in my head planned. I'm shitting myself anyway. There's 607,000 people watching. And Cedric bowls over and starts talking absolute drivel.
How was Cedric backstage?
Well, he might not have spoken drivel. Actually, it turns out that he wasn't talking bollocks because I've watched it since. And now I get what he meant. At the time, I couldn't really understand what he was saying.
How was Cedric backstage?
He didn't talk to anyone. I didn't see him. No one saw him. Which kind of brings to the point of his video. He's saying that the sport needs more camaraderie and everyone needs to support each other more.
Yeah.
He just disappears. He doesn't talk to anyone. He makes everyone feel very uncomfortable because. So if he has, so I kind of think with Cedric, he wasn't the person to have said that because if anything, he's the worst backstage when it comes to camaraderie. But that's not because he's a prick. That's because he's so anxious.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all of us are really anxious. I know I get very anxious. When I get anxious, I get more talkative.
I don't think it's the same.
No, it's not the same. But if he made the effort and he just actually came out and spoke to everyone and got involved, everyone else would be at ease. And I bet you that everything in my bank account, he would also feel a lot better. Because I spoke to him when we were backstage in Australia, him and I spent the whole time backstage just chatting. Yeah. He was so chilled and he looked so much better in the evening. Nothing to do with anything I did. He didn't do anything else because he was so relaxed.
Yeah, but it's the pressure of the show.
Yeah, but you're compounding the pressure by not having that camaraderie with your fellow athletes.
I'm not just okay. So the one thing,
so I think with Cedric, if he's not putting the effort in, and if he did, I guarantee it would help him too.
The one thing I have to say about anxiety is that you're right about is if you succumb to it, it gets worse. So by hiding, you are making it worse. But I don't think it's the people backstage that he's crippled by. I think it's the audience, the pressure of the show, of course. All of that, right? And I also think there's varying degrees of anxiety. If you're anxious, I don't think it's the same as Cedric's anxious because he's drastically different than most of us.
We can't possibly know that because you can't know how I feel. I can't know how you feel. Like we can't know how anyone feels. Somebody might be 10 times more anxious than Cedric. You don't know. But one thing.
But you know how people handle things.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I always say to people, you can't help how you feel. You can help how you deal with it. That's the one thing that is in your control. You can't control your emotions. That's not possible. But like I said, you can control how you deal with your emotions. And I think if he wants more camaraderie in the sport, get involved, have some fun with everyone because it will help you too. You will feel much better. Everyone loves Cedric because he's such a cool guy.
Yeah.
But why is he only Mr. Confident when there's a camera on or when he's on stage? And then backstage he just disappears. That's not camaraderie, mate. It's not at all.
No, that's not camaraderie.
And he's making it worse for himself as well because he's letting his anxiety beat him. And I know this for a fact.
like, I know I agree you have said that everyone's different with anxiety. I have it horrendously quite often.
Mm-hmm.
I know that when I talk to people and I engage with people, it melts away.
I was the same way.
When you're locked in your own head
Yeah.
and you isolate yourself, it's just you and your anxiety having a constant argument.
I agree. And I'm the same.
So if Cedric's going to watch this, come and have a chat with everyone, mate. I guarantee you'll feel better. There'll be way more camaraderie, and you'll probably actually no, don't do it because you look better and beat us all.
I got to a point with my anxiety where, like, my anxiety would be bad if I went out to dinner, right? Be sitting at dinner and all of a sudden I'd get really anxious. I'd be like, yeah. I gotta get the fuck out of here. I gotta get out of this restaurant. I would literally. The reason I married my wife is on our first date, she walked outside with me in the fucking winter. It was cold as fuck and snowing, and she's like, "I'll come outside with you and get some fresh air." We walked outside the restaurant and stood there for like 5 minutes while I calmed the fuck down. And then we walked back in and sat down and had dinner.
Yeah.
But it got better when I started talking to people. Like I would be out to dinner with a group of people and I'm like, I'm feeling kind of anxious, guys. I'm going to step outside. And they would be cool with it. And it would go away a lot faster because I could get it off my chest. But it's true. But I think, man, anxiety goes all the way to agoraphobia. If you don't know what agoraphobia is, it's fear of leaving your fucking house.
Agoraphobia.
Right. So it can be as drastic as not being able to leave your house, and it can be as small as like, oh, I just get a little nervous.
I've had agoraphobia, but not sometimes it gets bad enough where I don't want to go anywhere. But then when I start home, it freaks me the fuck out. And then when I do get out of the house, I don't feel better because I've spoken to somebody.
That's right.
I just think with Cedric I'm only bringing this up because he brought it up.
No, that's fine. Yeah. I don't think we're saying anything bad.
No, we're not at all. Not at all. What he said was a good point.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he is a massive part of the problem at these shows. Because
you think he's not.
Because if he wants
having a good enough time or having fun.
Yeah. And I think it's don't point out a problem if you're part of it. You just become another armchair politician when you do that.
Mm. So what did he say exactly? I
can't remember. I did rewatch the video when I was doing cardio this morning.
It was something about not having enough camaraderie.
There needs to be more camaraderie in the sport. You feel like a leader, we need to support each other and be there or something like that.
But I think there is a lot of camaraderie.
There absolutely is. And
listen, me and you.
There absolutely is. In this country, it's massive. We're all friends. All the pros in this country, we all try and like chat and support each other as much as possible. I see it in Canada. I see all like Antoine, Frank. I see Ian and Chris Bum. So they're all in it. They're doing it with each other. They're all in it together.
Yeah.
Cedric's the one saying that he's not seeing it. He's also the one casting himself out.
Yeah. No, I think, like me and you doing a podcast and people are all supporting each other online. Like, you see bodybuilders liking each other's photos and, promoting each other's videos and shit. That's part of camaraderie. Like if we all didn't have a level of respect for each other, we wouldn't help promote each other.
But I also think having some rivalries is also fun.
Yeah. I don't feel like there's any real rivalries except for you and Nathan.
It's not really a real rivalry, to be fair, because we've never actually competed with each other.
How'd you think of Nathan's photo recently that popped up?
Anyone can look good in that gym. I know. I want to. I'm being deadly serious. Every picture of every athlete I've seen in that gym look better in that picture than on the stage.
Yeah.
So until I see it translate onto the stage, I don't give a shit about those pictures.
What shows it that he's doing in 10 days?
In Australia, but how the fuck is he going to get in Australia if he can't get in America? It's way harder to get in Australia.
That's right. Their immigration is worse there. Yeah.
So if he's got a visa, it's because he's lied. And if he's lied to the Australians, he's going to get bum raped by a kangaroo. There's no way he's going to let him in.
All right, let's go on here. There's just some of these I can't answer because we have to kind of be there to answer them. Would you rather win the Olympia as a men's physique pro or never reach the Olympia as an open bodybuilder?
Never reached the Olympia as an open bodybuilder.
Same here. Because what would be the pleasure of winning in a class that you don't really want to be in?
It's a shit class.
You ever know anybody who like goes from class to class to class to class just to try and get a pro card?
Yeah.
Does it bother you at all?
No, because they don't ever do that well. So no.
I always feel like if you had a passion,
it's often women as well.
But I know some. I shouldn't say everybody because I know some people are just trying to find where they fit. So those people are different.
Yeah, but I assume you're talking about people chasing a pro card.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
people competing to find where they belong. That's not the same.
Yeah, I feel like if you have a passion for something, then how the fuck do you just dump it and be like, you know what? I'm not going to be a bodybuilder anymore. I'm going to go to men's physique. It's just
who the fuck is looking at men's physique and be like, I want to do that? Because what the fuck are you thinking? No one, like, especially now that there's classic physique.
Yeah.
Physique, it's shit. Bin it. Because all the best physique guys, like Ryan Terry, he would be phenomenal in classic physique.
Yeah.
When he does bodybuilding poses, he looks incredible.
Yeah.
And he has crazy legs.
Yeah.
So I want to see, I just get rid of it. It's shit. There's already a class where you can't see your legs. And they're allowed to do that because they're in a fucking wheelchair. We don't need men's physique.
Oh my God.
There's wheelchair bodybuilding. That's enough. There's already a class for that. You don't need to you don't need able-bodied people also covering up their legs.
I don't know if what you just said is
fucking incredible. That's not at all offensive at all. It's just a play on the fact you can't see either of their legs.
I know, but I don't know.
It's an upper body competition. It is. But at least the wheelchair bodybuilders are actually bodybuilders and they look fucking amazing. So what's the excuse? So they have an actual disability and a reason. They're still putting the work in. These other little dickheads in their shorts just coming out and fiddling their wrists, like waving like the Queen for like 5 minutes.
They always do. Yeah, that's the worst part of it.
Just do classic physique. So you want to. No one wants to just think, I just look good in some board shorts. No one thinks that because no one wears board shorts because it's fucking 2020. Do you ever see board shorts that are longer than the knee on the beach? Because I fucking don't.
Not longer than the knee.
Only 12 years and under.
I wear like board short type of things.
But I bet they're above the knee. I bet they're like mid-thigh.
A little, not mid-thigh. They're a little bit above the knee.
Yeah, but they're not these fucking basketball shorts kind of ones.
No. But it's just I'm not wearing like Speedo on the beach.
Because there is another class that's almost the same, just way better. Just fuck it off. You don't need. If you've got men's physique, that's just a poor man's shitter version of classic physique, and it doesn't have any part of bodybuilding. It's a pageant. Do classic physique. Get rid of men's physique. It's shit.
I think before classic physique existed, there was a place for them, but now it's
100%. That's my point. There's no place for it anymore.
Yeah. I think it only, in my opinion. And I don't know if this is a factual thing, but I think it only started because Paul Dillette had the WBFF and they were doing the board short thing. Yes, and they were losing a lot of people to it.
But I have noticed the men's physique numbers are dwindling.
Well, because I think a lot of guys do want to pose and do want to feel like bodybuilders.
Classic physique is awesome.
And there's a lot of respect. I actually have a lot of I was actually really interested in watching the classic physique guys.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's a great category.
Amazing. So it really is. And that's why there is no reason to have men's physique.
The only thing I don't like about the classic physique division is I feel like some of the classic poses should be mandatory.
That's quite a difficult one to do because it's like
when they let them do whatever pose they want.
That's the same with the most muscular. Do your favorite most muscular.
Yeah, that's true. That's the same. Yeah, you're right. That's the same. I just feel like they're all doing something so different. Like the most musculars are all pretty close. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the different one is that's showing your own
classic.
What your interpretation of it is. You're showing your best classical pose.
Yeah.
And it's funny because everyone looks like Power Rangers when they do it. It's amazing.
Okay, let's see here. Why do you think bodybuilders don't mention the risks of pinning, hitting nerves, blood vessels, etc.? Stupid fucking question. I don't know why I read that.
I don't often hear it happening, and I think just if you don't know where to pin, why are you putting a needle in yourself?
True. What's been the biggest challenge for you and Luke in the fitness industry?
I don't really consider myself part of the fitness industry.
Okay, let's just say bodybuilding, just to answer the question. You are part of the fitness industry, whether you like it or not. Bodybuilding is part of the fitness industry.
Kind of. I haven't found anything really difficult. It's all been difficult. None of it's been easy.
It is. That's not true. You've had some good fortune. I mean, obviously by your own doing, but I remember talking to you and you signed a contract a while back and you're like, yeah, fucking, this is nothing. It's small, doesn't really pay much. And then now you're balling. So I'm like, you've had your tough times. And
that's true.
You know what I mean? Like, you've had some.
That's true. But name an active pro that is like heavy on the content and does what I do with the amount of videos and shit I put out.
No. I'm not.
That's why. That's the only reason I'm doing that.
Not once did I say you don't deserve it. What I'm saying.
Right. So that's my point. It's like, so what I mean is, you said I've had some good fortune. I have made that good.
You created your good fortune. That's right.
Which is what I'm saying. So which is why I'm saying none of it's been easy.
But what I'm saying is, some people work that hard. I'm not saying just pros. It could be an amateur, right? Some people work that hard and don't get rewarded.
But that's fine. But they're not. I'm saying I didn't.
I'm saying is, there had to be. Was there a period in your bodybuilding career where you were busting your ass and you weren't getting the payback from it?
Oh yeah, up until maybe a year ago. All the way up.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah. But it's but everything that's come to me that has been good, I've worked towards.
That's right. I agree with that.
But that's why I said I don't know of any like current open class pro that does the amount of content that I do, and a lot of that is because of Redcon 1, which is why I was such a good fit for them. I'm
going to answer this for you because I think you're seeing it differently. He says, what has been the biggest challenge?
I was talking about you, what you said, not what he said.
Okay, well, he says, what has been the biggest challenge for you and Luke in the industry? And I'll
rephrase it. The biggest challenge is having to consistently work hard for nothing, but believing in yourself enough to know it will pay off.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at, and that's.
So that's why. I only went off on a tangent. What you said is because you did say a lot of things came. I had some good fortune. 100% agree, but I had to work towards that to getting that. It didn't just fall in my lap.
No, but there are things that happen. Listen, I'm a firm believer in creating your own luck or creating your own.
Yeah.
Right, I'm a firm believer in that, but there is a factor of being in the right place at the right time,
100%.
Knowing the right people, blah, 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 right?
Yeah, but you don't just accidentally. That none of it happens by accident. You have to put yourself in those situations. You have to do it. You have to do what you don't just accidentally meet somebody who's going to give you a contract. It has to happen somehow. You have to put yourself in that situation.
Yeah.
But especially, and I mean from my perspective, because I don't really know anyone in the industry.
I feel like you know everybody in the industry. I
know all the people that I need to know, but I'm not like entrenched. I don't go to parties of anyone. I'm not like in the industry. I do my own thing outside, and my job is the industry.
Mm.
And then when I come home at night, I'm a weird man in my little house, and I just do weird stuff with a dog. Not in that way. That sounded really hard.
You try to lick girls' asses at the same time as they're licking yours. It's pretty much.
Pretty much, that's all I do in my free time.
Okay, I agree with everything you're saying. I just feel like everybody that's successful in life creates their own success, but there doesn't have to be, but I think there's always an element of good fortune.
I've been fortunate enough to be born to be a good enough bodybuilder that the work will pay off. What
I mean by luck is you're fortunate enough to know Aaron or meet Aaron at a right time when you could sign a contract that could pay for you to focus on bodybuilding. I feel like that's a lucky step, but also because you work to get there.
Aaron did want to sign me 2 or 3 years ago when he first started Redcon 1.
Yeah.
And I was with somebody at the time, so I was like, nope. So I definitely agree. But I think the hardest part of anything is working really hard when you're not getting anything out of it.
The biggest challenge for me had to be being from Canada, because now it doesn't matter. No, now it doesn't matter. But back in the day, you don't know how many companies, like before Muscle Tech signed me, there was a few companies that had called me that were like, we want to do something, but you're from Canada, and it seemed like the world to them.
Well, let's flip that. Let's say what you just said. You're absolutely right. And I guess part of the fortune that I would have had, and you've also had now, is social media came along right at the right time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's another thing, is you make the most of what you have.
That's right.
And that's why you're doing so well, and you did so well, because I've said this in another episode. I used to watch all of your videos on YouTube when I first started bodybuilding. It was like 2011.
Because it was the only way.
And you were putting out so much content.
Yeah, it was the only way.
And
you followed my blueprint, I think.
I did. I've just stolen everything you've done. I've got my own supplement brand coming out. Pump product and essential amino.
You're an asshole.
It's called Redcon 2.
All right. You know what? I got to eat. It's 2:30. I got to eat. We've been on for a couple hours. Let's take like 3 more.
Yeah, go on.
Okay. This one's easy. Why did 3 of you not meet at the Arnold? Because we had just different schedules. We already covered that. I thought of a new nickname for you. This is because of this question. Has Luke nicknamed the Shed because of, this is an odd question. Is Luke nicknamed the Shed because middle-aged men put their tools inside him? First of all,
I think he's getting a bit mixed up.
First of all, Luke's not nicknamed the Shed. That's James Hollingshed, because his last name is Hollingshead, and I called him Hollingshed, and it stuck. So, but what I did want to ask you is, I think I'm going to call you Jugs from now on.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's fine. That was one of the questions. How did I get that nickname? Now,
Juggernaut.
Yeah, it was John or Ed Koo. So it was John Meadows or Ed Koo.
Yeah.
And they said my traps look like I'm always wearing the helmet.
It's probably
and
John.
Then when John first sent me a diet, it said Juggernaut on the top. I might have it here actually. Let me see if I have it. I don't. It's on my own phone. Yeah, he sent me the Excel thing, and at the top it said Juggernaut Diet 1 at the top.
Yeah, that's got to be John. He's the comic book guy. Yeah. Do either of you use injectable L-carnitine? I used it. I didn't think it did anything. What do you think?
I tried it, but the pit was horrendous for some reason.
I didn't want to pin myself every fucking day. I did it for like a couple weeks.
Yeah, I just thought, I'm not a fan of pinning myself, so I'm in the wrong job for that, as it is.
Best coach of all time.
Chris Aceto.
There is no best coach of all time. That's the answer.
Chris Aceto.
It's not Chris Aceto.
In my opinion, it is.
Okay, fine. You're allowed to have your opinion, obviously. The best coach to me is the coach-athlete combo. Chris Aceto might work with somebody, and they might look like fucking dog shit, right?
But I'm talking just Chris Aceto in general, not just his results, his methods, just him. Training with him, how he is with people, how you feel when you're under him, and how he explains things.
Yeah, but I could say that about everybody. I could say that about John.
Yeah,
I could say that about Hani.
Yeah, you maybe could, but I've never worked with those, and but I don't think. I think Chris is just the most unique person I've ever met.
Chris is definitely unique, but we're talking about coaches, not personalities.
I agree with the personality, but that comes with it. That's part of the charm of working with him. Because if anyone else told you to do what he does, you're like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
That's not true. If Ani told me to do it, I would do it. And if John told me, I just showed you my diet. My pre-workout meal is 3 eggs and 2 pieces of toast. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it.
No, what I mean is what I meant is like sometimes Chris will send you the diet with like 10 spelling mistakes.
He's definitely
bad. But and a lot of the time, and some of the stuff he says and how short some of his answers are, sometimes you're like, I'm paying for this. But
I know,
because I don't know why there's like I think most people would agree with me. There's a certain mystique around Aceto because no one knows what his methods are because he doesn't have any.
True.
And I think that's what makes him special.
I just think you're working with him right now. That's why you feel that.
No. I chose to work with him because it's Chris Aceto.
I know that.
I could have chosen. I didn't. I wanted to work with John at one point because I was sponsored by his company. I went back to Chris. I would have loved to work with Hani. I could have worked with Hani if he took clients on. I'm sure Redcom would have paid for it. Same with
You're missing my point. You're missing.
I'm saying so. I could have trained with any of these coaches.
I know that.
I chose the one that I consider the best there is, and that's Chris Aceto.
Okay, and he's obviously fulfilled what you thought. But what I'm saying is, if you ask Phil this same question, Phil's going to say Hani's the greatest.
I know, but we are not asking Phil. The question was aimed at me. And my answer. And your answer, I don't know why you're asking my opinion. That's my opinion. You're trying to change my opinion.
No, I'm just trying to emphasize the fact that there's no such thing as the best coach.
No, that's totally agree. I agree with you. However, I believe that's right. If I had to pick a name, you had to pick a name.
If you have to pick a name, yeah, okay. Guys, I pick John and you pick Chris. So that's okay.
And John's fucking amazing. I would love to have said John, but I never did a full prep with him, unfortunately.
Yeah, I worked with Chris too. Chris is amazing, and I actually have said the same thing to myself. I get an email and it's like one sentence and it's all jumbled and fucked up.
Yeah.
And I've actually said to myself,
anyone else, you'd be like, "What the fuck?" like sometimes, like the other day, like Chris was like, "Have half an apple." He just texted me that, and I was like, "Okay." That was it. and I was like,
"Do you think sometimes he's just fucking with you?" He's
probably.
Because that's something he would do. He'd be like,
I like how if nothing's ever a big deal. If you have like a complete meltdown,
I know.
Chill.
Yeah. John's like that too, though. John's, and that's why I like John, because for somebody like me who's anxious and fucking all over the place, John is like the voice of reason and can bring me from here to here and just keep me level.
Yeah, so yesterday I was like, because I was really jet lagged, I had a terrible night's sleep. And you know when you've traveled for like, and then you get home and it takes your body a couple of days to like, just look so bad yesterday.
Yeah. And
I just had a big rant at him, and he was like, "Don't worry, you'll look better tomorrow. Send me pictures tomorrow." And this morning I was probably the best I've been. And I could just imagine Chris just sitting there going.
But that's why, you know, it's funny, that exact story is when people say, "Oh, why do you pay a coach?" That story is why we pay coaches. Because when you're in a prep, you have all this pressure built up, either because it's your job, it's your career, it's your placing, it's this and that. Yep. And you would have got home from that fucking trip and been like, "I look like shit. I better go do an hour of cardio." And it might have made you worse.
I also think part of a good coach is how they respond to you when you have a meltdown.
Yeah, well, that's what we're talking about. Is that calm? Can they keep you calm? Can they keep you focused?
And Chris makes so many mistakes. He always asks me what I'm doing. He's like, I've forgotten. He's like, because he's got it in a big booklet. Because whenever I see him at a show, he gets my book out.
Yeah, he's
got all of my notes from all the shows, and he goes through it all. And sometimes he'll pull a diet out from like 3 years ago. And be like, look at this, look at that, and then put it back in his folder. So I know, but like a lot of the time, but I don't know, it's like he's weird. Something about him.
He's very weird. I'll give you that, but in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah, in the best way possible.
Let's do a would you rather, and touch your screen again. You got like this lack of focus thing going on. There you go.
It's got autofocus. I think I must be just like.
Well, because you keep moving, so I think the camera.
I'm on a rocking chair. That's why. It's like, and I like kind of like. Nice.
Oh fuck! I just touched my screen. Now I don't know where that question went. I wanted to read it too.
All right, let me get out. Well, I think I might cost the.
Wait, I think I don't have it. 1 second. Last one. Let's do this last one. If I can find it. It was a would you rather. Okay, here it is. It was the last question. I got to go because I'm fucking starving on this diet.
It's not my I've got to eat as well.
Okay, would you rather A, have to punch your mother in the face every Christmas day, but not ever be able to tell her why? Or B, have to send your father nudes once a month, but never be able to tell him why?
Sorry, say that again.
It's an easy answer. I think it's an easy answer.
Go on.
Would you rather have to punch your mother in the face every Christmas day, but not ever tell her why?
Yeah, done.
That's the one? Oh, but you hate your mom.
I hate her. No, that's not true. Like, but out of the two of them, that's.
You didn't hear the second part of the question.
Yeah, I was talking about sending my dad with dick pics.
Yeah, you'd rather punch your mom?
Yeah, I slap her because I don't want to kill her. Can I just go?
I just fucking said I think it's going to be an easy answer, and you always pick the wrong answer.
No. I don't pick the wrong answer. I pick the answer that my opinion. You just think my opinion is always wrong because it doesn't match yours, you prick.
Why would you punch your mom? You just send a dick pic. It's over. That's it. And why would your dad care anyway? This would be a worse question if it was punch your dad in the face and send your mom a dick pic.
I'll be punching my dad in the face.
So you don't want to send dick pics to anybody?
No, I'm just absolutely have no issue with punching either of my parents in the face.
Is it that bad?
No,
like,
it's not that bad, but it's just out of those two, that's the one I'd rather do.
Well, it's got to be bad if you'd rather punch than send a dick pic.
Nah.
All right, I would send a dick pic rather than punch my mom in the face. All right, so there's 200 something questions here. We got through 6 of them. I don't know why people listen to us, but
mate, I have absolutely no idea. I had so many people come up to me. I listen to the podcast. I love it, and I'm always just like, look at them like, oh, mental.
All right, so a couple things. One, I want to hear the comments section. Let me know if you guys like the whole like sharing the screen and being able to see what we're talking about. Blah, blah,
mate, that'd be so good in future when it comes to like reviewing shows.
That's what I mean. Well, we just did it today with Arnold. So it was good.
I spoke to Bob Chick after the Olympia, and he was mentioning he's been speaking to Aaron because Aaron's one of the main Redcon, one of the main sponsors for like NPC and IFBB pro shows.
Yeah,
especially in the States. And I think they want to start trying to set up really high quality live streams at every pro show.
Well, they should get me and you to fucking do them because.
Oh, there's that as well, yeah. But the main reason being is because Bob put it like this. He was like, every week they have like the soccer on or the NFL. They always put it on TV. It's where you can watch all boxing at UFC. You can always stream it. Bodybuilding you can't. And think about how much larger the audience will be if you could stream these shows. And it's not that difficult to do.
Yeah.
hopefully that'll be something that they can start putting into practice. Because in every show live stream, the audience would be so much bigger.
I don't know. I got to be honest. I don't know how many people are going to watch.
Bodybuilding fans, all of the bodybuilding fans would watch it. 100%.
Do you know how many bodybuilding fans there are for smaller shows?
For any pro show, when it doesn't matter, there's going to be somebody they want to watch in there.
Yeah.
When I was coming up, I would have watched every single one.
I'm talking the size of the I'm not saying there won't be anybody watching.
Yeah, I'm saying there are probably a few thousand at least.
That's not financially worth it. A few thousand.
But it's not. Doesn't matter because it's not paid for. It's done. It's basically Aaron has staff that are videographers. He's already sponsoring the show. It doesn't cost him anything else to get them to set up the camera with some Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay. But in that case,
it doesn't have to be any commentary. Just stream it. Just a couple of cameras that change angles every 10 seconds.
Yeah, in that case.
And you stream it. It's that simple.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be all this big production with moving cameras and everything. It just has to be able to see the screen nice and clearly.
So people can see it, yeah.
And people can just watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I would watch that too.
It's not expensive.
Yeah. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So let us know if you like that feature. The second thing, we have to make sure we get back on every week because...
Yeah, I'm cool. We're calling my travel schedule. Well, the whole world's fucked, so there's no more travel.
Yeah, so we probably have to do more shows because people are going to be relying on us for entertainment.
Yeah.
There's nothing else going on. There's no basketball. There's no soccer. There's no...
Why is everything conveniently being like just postponed till like April or May? Everything's just been postponed like 6 weeks, and it's almost like everyone's expecting everything to be fine in 6 weeks.
That's what the one guy on Rogan's podcast said. Is
the optimist in me is thinking this is exactly like World War III. This is exactly like the fucking Australian bushfires, Brexit, ISIS, all over the news to the point where it's nauseating, and then it just disappears.
I don't think that's going to be the case here.
I think it is the case, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon.
I think it's the guy on.
Do you remember swine flu in 2009?
Yeah.
Do you remember how it was bad for a few weeks?
Yeah.
And then the media stopped talking about it, even though it was still happening, because it was almost like everyone got it under control, everyone got to grips with it, then everyone just carried on their normal lives.
Yeah.
And it was still killing people, but it wasn't all news anymore. I think it's just going to be like that.
I hope you're right. I hope they find a vaccine or whatever, and it's not like a.
The vaccine doesn't matter because even if they developed one today, it would be 18 months before they got it out.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
That's terrifying. What was that?
That was my front door.
Oh.
It's really loud. Sounds like somebody just busting out some saxophone downstairs.
You need to grease that shit.
I need to put some WD-40.
Okay.
Also, it's good because I heard that from up here. So if any burglars trying to get in, I can hear a little squeak. So.
I just got a massive alarm hooked up in my house, like the state-of-the-art cameras.
I do as well, but he's gone downstairs.
Do what?
I was just making a dog joke.
He's
my wireless state.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Let's reconvene next week.
Yes.
And we'll discuss more of how you figure out how to lick someone's ass at the same time.
I'm gonna give it some. I'm gonna give it a try.
And you'll make more horrible slip ups. Like you. Oh my God, dude, we're gonna get killed.
What slip up?
The teeth comment.
I don't understand how that's racist.
The wheelchair comment.
Hey, I didn't even give anything. That's not a problem. You cannot see your legs in wheelchair bodybuilding.
Stop talking. Just stop talking.
So, and that is for a very valid reason. My point there is.
I know.
Men's physique not to.
I know what your point is.
It actually takes the piss that they don't show their legs. That's how much of a piss take it is.
This is why people love you. Okay.
people might think that's me having a go at wheelchair bodybuilders. That's me praising wheelchair bodybuilders.
I know that.
They were one of my favorite classes at the Arnold. They were sick. I didn't get to see them live in person, but they were putting the live stream on at the gym at Redcon in the massive projector. And I was standing with James, and I was like, "Some of these guys are like bigger than us, mate." You're lying that you said that. No, I'm not. Some of the guys. They're not bigger than. I know they're obviously not, but they are big fucking guys. And it's I was just, and it's. I think it's the most impressive class. Well, it's what they go through. It's insane. Yeah. And that's why men's physique needs to fuck off because it's a joke. Okay. It's only a joke because men's physique exists. Classic physique exists now. Therefore, your shit class is void. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. They can do classic.
They can, and if they don't want to, then go to Miami Pro or go to WBFF, do some bollocks, other shit. So,
Okay.
I'm hungry.
You're riled up today.
It's because I think it's because
is it the diet or the jet lag?
It's the jet lag, and my all of a sudden, since I've been home, because the quality of food's so much better here.
Yeah,
I'm just starving.
So the diet's getting to you.
Yeah, probably.
What's your weight at now?
I was 266 this morning.
Damn.
Yeah.
That means you're close.
No, I think it's just because I'm normally a lot fatter from the back.
Yeah.
It's all pretty even. So that's like a lot of that weight is, I think, midsection and not being.
How many weeks out are you?
7.5.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So you're going to be like what, 255, something like that?
Yeah, 255. Yeah.
That's close, man. You're 10 pounds away. I didn't realize you were that close.
I reckon if I took a diuretic now, I'd probably be like, I could be ready in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So
that's good. Good place to be. All right, go eat. I'm going to go eat. Let's talk next week.
Yeah. Sweet.
All right, brother. Take it easy.